I don't know. I'm just like everything's going wrong, and I don't know what to do. I don't know, but I might go back to bed.
1075 The Game.
Good mind to just let this play for 3 hours because it's Friday. It's also the 13th. If you want to put those two together, it's Friday the 13th. But welcome in, Bill Gunner, Patrick Perrette, Jen Jensen, a little house of pain to jump around with and start off your Friday as we get going into the weekend off of a interesting night of playoff sports. The Miami Heat, my Miami Heat, that I've never seen a game of in person. I've never seen the Heat in person, but why not make them my Miami Heat? I mean, that seems fair. That's what we do in America here in 2022. We just adopt teams that we've never watched play. They close out the series last night, 4-2. Good win for them. Very entertaining. The other game did not stay up for it. Have no clue really how it went down. I'm just looking at the box score now. The Dallas Mavericks win 113-86. So we get a game 7, Patrick, this weekend in the NBA. Game 7s are fun. I'm excited about that.
We get a couple. I mean, there's nothing like a game 7 in the NHL, though.
I was getting to that.
Yeah.
Completely spoiled the whole first portion of the.
I mean, I'll get into some of the NBA.
3 of the 4 series in the NHL, we will get a game 7. 3 of the 4. And you're right. There is.
We didn't get any round 1 game 7s, did we?
Not that I remember. Not that I remember. But this is only now that I've started getting into the playoffs and both NBA and NHL. And last night, the Boston Bruins thump around the Carolina Hurricanes 5-2 there. So they'll head back to Raleigh for a game 7. Tampa Bay holds off Toronto down in Tampa in overtime, and they win 4-3 in Edmonton, which is a sneaky good series that nobody was watching because A, it's played at 10:30 at night, and B, it's Edmonton and Los Angeles, and it's the NHL. But Edmonton wins 4-2 last night. 3 game 7s this coming weekend, Patrick. And you're right. And I'll tell you, as far as just having stuff on television, it's worth having those NHL games because of the excitement, because of the energy level. We'll see. We get a few more NHL games tonight. Your Capitals try and force a game 7 on Sunday.
I don't think they will.
Oh boy, that's where we're starting. They are at home tonight. Have a little faith in Ovi.
They got up 3-0, and then lost 5-3.
Okay, that did happen as well. But
that was such a backbreaker. After we came in the morning after they missed the open goal and lost, giving up a goal with under a minute left or under 2 minutes left. It was over. Okay. It was over at that moment.
It's over. Yeah. No, I'm pulling for your Capitals tonight. I'd like to see Ovi stay in the playoffs.
More game 7s, the better.
More game 7s, the better. Calgary and
Are
Dallas.
People in? I'm not seeing many people talking about the Hurricanes.
I don't. Yeah, look, I mean, we're not. You and I.
We're very far from Raleigh.
We are. Well, 3.5 hours. My sister lives there. My father's up there right now. They were watching on the YouTube live stream yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if people really look. I'm not going to see.
I mean, people don't even get into Charlotte, really. I mean, there's Panthers fans, but that's the only team that people get into. Right?
Well, but there was a gripe with the Panthers when they started here and they didn't play at Williams-Brice Stadium and they went and played at Memorial Stadium up in Clemson and so forth and so on. And ever since then, I don't know if.
But do you notice support for any other professional team besides the Panthers?
Yeah, the old brigade, the old grouper, the older group, not necessarily older than 40.
The Braves, I guess.
No, there's because of the way television used to work, and you'd get the one local NFL game, and there was no Sunday ticket, and there wasn't there wasn't even 3 stations airing NFL football. The Redskins, which obviously now the Commanders. There's a lot of people that are still like, I guess they're Commanders fans. Whatever. It's almost like there are more of those than there are Atlanta Falcon fans.
Yeah,
and so there's
no Charlotte Hornets fans.
No, people here not even
And there
very.
don't seem to be many Carolina
If
Hurricanes fans.
if you polled people, if you had a dead serious poll and you said, are they the Carolina Hornets or the Charlotte Hornets? I feel like it'd be 50-50.
What if we did the poll of would you rather find $1 on the ground or have the Charlotte Hornets win the NBA Finals?
That's actually, there's a
That's-
good chance that would end up 50-50 on that one. So yeah, but the NHL playoffs, it's been entertaining this week, and it'll be entertaining this weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday, you've got the Hurricanes hosting the Bruins at 4:30, Tampa Bay and Toronto at 7, and Los Angeles and Edmonton tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. And then we'll see what happens on Sunday with tonight's game. So some good playoffs, good playoff hockey last night. Again, the NBA was pretty entertaining. South Carolina set to host Kentucky this weekend in a 3-game series. I believe there is some thunderstorm and rain in the forecast for later today, but I believe that should be out of here by tonight. So 7 o'clock, first pitch time over at Founders Park. The Wildcats come to town, South Carolina. They're trying to hold on to the season. I don't know how many of us, you, me, Patrick, Jen, I don't know how much of us still give South Carolina a chance of making the postseason, but I'm assuming that locker room trying to hold on for dear life and make the postseason, but they'll have to do it by basically winning the next 7 games, and that'll start tonight against Kentucky.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
That's
But
the
you know
positive.
what?
He's down on his
It's not going
Capitals.
to continue next weekend. so it doesn't matter. It ain't going to happen.
So we will we'll get into that a little bit this morning. Busy schedule this morning. Starting at about 6:50, we will catch up. We'll promote a little bit here. Soda City, which is a semi-pro soccer team, is having a game tomorrow night. We will catch up with Jason Gilliam, Soda City Football Club. They are playing tomorrow night, and we'll let you hear a little bit about that. If you want to get out and catch an event here in town, we will talk a little bit about that tomorrow at 6:50 this morning. We will catch up with Jason Gilliam of Soda City to let him talk a little bit about that. 7:30 this morning, we've had Debbie Antonelli on multiple times, but this one will be a little special, a little unique. I know this is special to us here on the program. She's got her 24 hours, nothing but net marathon this coming weekend, where she shoots free throws for the Special Olympics, which is near and dear to her heart. So I look forward to catching up with her at 7:30 this morning to let her talk about her event that she's got going this weekend. And at 8:05 or 8 o'clock this morning, as we normally do, we'll catch up with Chris Deering for the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. Chris is fired up. He sent me a full-on documentary, or it's just it's a lot of words here on what all is happening in the world of the high school championships this weekend. There's some soccer state championships. We got Chapin.
Will never not be weird to me that soccer's a spring sport around here.
Well, I'm just Chapin, Brooklyn Casey, and Gray Collegiate all playing for soccer championships this weekend. We got lots of baseball, lots of softball, plenty to get into. And Chris did let me know that he is on area at Isle of Palm. So we'll see how awake and how alert he is at 8:05 or 8 o'clock this morning. So a lot to get into, Patrick. Last night, the release of the NFL schedule out on the official release. They've been leaking games. You were kind of talking about that. They've been leaking games throughout the week. And we get a text message in this morning from anonymous texter that says Saturday, December 25th or December 24th, Christmas Eve, 1 p.m., Lions at Panthers. Says, what kind of crowd shows up for that? You want to take an over-under?
No, I am intrigued by that. Would anybody go to that game? Is there any intrigue to Christmas Eve football? Because I feel like most people don't want to go to Christmas Day football games.
Okay.
Unless it's like a thing for you. Like, I'm intrigued by all of the Christmas or Thanksgiving games because Lions fans and Cowboys fans have made a tradition of watching their team on Thanksgiving.
True.
One of my roommates from college is from Dallas, and every Thanksgiving they fry a turkey in the parking lot of AT&T Stadium, and that's been his Thanksgiving tradition every year, and it seems pretty cool. Like the family still bonds around football, and even the people that aren't big Cowboys fans know that, okay, well, they're going to the game, so I guess we're all going to the game, and that'll just be where Thanksgiving is. So I think it's cool to build the holiday around that. But Christmas, I don't know. Christmas might be a little bit different. I don't know if people would buy into Christmas Eve football. And who does stuff on Christmas Eve? We used to have Christmas Eve. Get one side of the family was on Christmas Eve, so we wouldn't be able to do that. I'm intrigued though.
Christmas Day to me is,
And we
excuse me,
haven't really gotten into that though. The NFL's got the triple header on Christmas Day now. Like, would you go to a game on Christmas Day?
as opposed to Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve to me is more sacred than Christmas Day. I know it sounds weird,
No, it's not weird. Some
but
people do
like
that.
Christmas Eve, I feel like, but it's also Christmas Eve is more stressful than Christmas Day. Christmas Day is the party, so to speak,
Yeah.
the day where you get to relax and actually, kind of enjoy the fruits of trying to do everything for the first 24 days of December. Whereas Christmas Eve, I'm still running around. I'm trying to plan like a family get together that night. So I would feel like Christmas Eve, even though it's a Saturday this year. Jen, how would you feel about that? How would you view that Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? I'm with Patrick on this. Thanksgiving is one thing. Those are traditions. That's a yearly thing. Obviously, the way the calendar falls, Christmas Day, Christmas
Yeah.
Eve can be a little funny, but you're a mother. How would you feel about you prepping the house while the husband and kids run off to a NFL game on Christmas Eve day? Christmas Eve day.
If he took the kids with him, it could be a good thing.
Okay.
Depending on, like how much I was having to do to get ready. Part of me might say, I don't know. I think you can't be gone all day and all night. I think you've got to be there at some point. But if I'm really stressed out, it might benefit me well. But I also kind of disagree with the whole, well, I'm just going to take the kids and escape. And that's woman's work.
Yeah, that would be that
Yeah.
would seem unfair. I can get on board with that. That would seem unfair.
I think there might be a difference between Thanksgiving and Christmas because Christmas is a religious holiday. So
True.
people might be more on board with, okay, well, look, we'll celebrate Thanksgiving around football, but you're not going to a football game on Christmas.
Right.
Like that is
Right.
that is religious day. That is the day where we wake up and go to church and this and that.
Christmas Day.
We used to do Christmas Day. We didn't do the midnight mass. We always went Christmas morning.
We'll continue talking about this. We'll look at this schedule. We'll get into a few other things. Julian Phillips yesterday making his college basketball announcement. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll get back into the conversation we had yesterday about how you or who you would want if South Carolina had a 4-team pod in the SEC. Or I shouldn't say pod, but a 3-team permanent rotation on the SEC schedule.
And Sam Howell.
And
That was
Sam
the thing we
Howell
promised to talk about.
and Sam Howell's diet. We will get it. We'll get Jen. Have you seen Sam Howell's diet? We'll also ask
Good.
Jen about Sam Howell's diet. I've seen it. We'll let Patrick explain to you Sam Howell and what he eats and if it sounds healthy.
Interesting. Yeah. Once I can finally get logged into my computer, then maybe I can look up something.
No rush. No rush. We got to look. I'm ready to start the weekend. My daughter made cheer last night. I celebrated.
Celebrated by looking at your checkbook going, oh my gosh.
Just the Gilbert Middle School cheer. So I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know if that's expensive or not. I know that the competitive cheer is quite pricey, but
Yeah. No, probably not so bad. But congratulations
school
to
cheer.
her.
So
That's
yes.
awesome.
So she didn't get to quite celebrate with me quite like I did, but I as a father, I celebrated quite. So we're counting down the hours, the minutes, and the seconds until this program ends. So I'm totally with you on that. We will talk about that schedule. We'll get into Julian Phillips picking Tennessee yesterday and get into some football scheduling news as well. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up
On the next Extra Point.
As Pearson Fowler here from the Extra Point, and coming up on the Friday Extra Point, we'll have lots of South Carolina baseball for you, including Tommy Moody with us in the 9 o'clock hour to preview the Gamecocks and Kentucky. Give final poll results from yesterday's poll on who South Carolina's 3 permanent opponents should be. And a visit with Wes Mitchell coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, talking Carolina recruiting. All that and a whole lot more coming up on the Extra Point, 9 o'clock.
The Extra Point,
With Pearson, Preston, and Gamecock Central.
9 a.m. to noon.
On your home of the Gamecocks.
107.5 The Game.
So I'm trying to plan out the next few weeks. And so one of the things I did last night was look at the weather because, you kind of want to know the weather. Are you aware it's about to be in the 90s? That's right. We skipped spring. Spring's over. If you were enjoying spring, your spring is over. We're heading straight for 90-degree weather. The humidity is going to be extremely high. That means your heating and air unit better be working properly. You've got just about a week and a half left, so you better get in touch with AAA Heating and Air. 803-677-1500. Call Roy and Dana Finley. The family at AAA Heating and Air has taken care of me. They were just out to maintain and service my unit just about a week and a half ago, and they'll do the same for you. They'll treat you like a family member. They always do. They always have. They always will. That's why I trust AAA Heating and Air. And right now you can still get a pre-summer maintenance package for new customers. Just $49. Give them a phone call. Tell them you heard it here with Bill Gunner on 107.5 The Game, 803-677-1500. If you need a new heating and air unit, but you're worried about your credit and you're trying to get financing, don't worry. AAA Heating and Air guarantees financing. That's right. They'll make sure you get the financing you need to get that new heating and air unit put in your house so that you're ready for the summertime. And the best part, the absolute best part, 15-year part and labor warranty that is actually transferable. So if you get that new heating and air unit put in and you think about moving in the next 15 years, you can actually transfer that to the next owner. So AAA Heating and Air, again, is treating you like a family member. That's why I use them. That's why I endorse them. Why I encourage you to give them a try as well. 803-677-1500. Again, call AAA Heating and Air today. Tell them Bill Gunner sent you.
This is Zach Gelb with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Athletic Greens. One scoop of AG1 has 75 multivitamins to help start your day off right. Go to athleticgreens.com/CBSAM. Golden State got absolutely embarrassed in Game 5, losing to Memphis 134-95. Don't worry, though, Warriors fans. It will be the last time Memphis whoops that trick because your squad is going to the Western Conference Finals, and I say it happens tonight, ending the series in 6. I'm Zach Gelb.
CBS Sports Radio.
Today's sponsor is Athletic Greens. With one delicious scoop of AG1 by Athletic Greens, you are consuming 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. I take mine every single morning. I have done so for 3 months now, and I no longer feel that afternoon energy slump anymore, and I actually love how it tastes. I like to mix my AG1 with cold water in my shaker first thing in the morning. It is now part of my daily routine. In fact, it has been. And I love that I'm not taking a bunch of different vitamin pills anymore. It costs less than $3 a day, and it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, and no nasty chemicals. And AG1 is approved by many professional athletes and trusted health experts such as Tim Ferriss and my guy, Michael Gervais. Athletic Greens is also a climate neutral certified company, which is awesome. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first subscription purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/CBSAM. Once again, athleticgreens.com/CBSAM. I absolutely love this product. athleticgreens.com/CBSAM.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Since 1964, Gateway Supply has been the Midland's leader in plumbing and HVAC supply. And now, of course, they are statewide with more than 15 locations all across South Carolina. Their showrooms are filled with bath and kitchen fixtures from classic to modern styles. Now, tap and touchless faucets. You can even talk to your kitchen sink. See them at Hamrick Street near the Fairgrounds in Williams-Brice, or Highway 6 and Whiteford Way in Lexington. Design services, expert advice for customers and contractors alike. Visit them online at gatewaysupply.net.
Camden Military Academy. It's probably not what you think. Hear now from a cadet's mom.
He didn't need to be in a program that was twice the cost, where he was going to get lost just where he was already. He needed to be in a smaller environment that was going to give him a safe place to grow up, make mistakes, and learn who he is, and learn to be proud of who he is. Get that confidence in himself.
To learn more, visit CamdenMilitary.com.
This is Trooper Tony Canada with the South Carolina Highway Patrol, and I've got a question for drivers. Do you look for motorcycles when you're behind the wheel? And here's another question. Could you imagine what it's like to be on a motorcycle that is hit by a car or truck? Many motorcyclist injuries and fatalities can be prevented if drivers can do that one simple thing. Just look. Share the road, save a life. A Target Zero message from the South Carolina Department of Public Safety.
SCMEP is now offering SCMEP Online, a new online training portal that offers flexibility and convenience. Industry 4.0 is upon us, and you can't afford to be left behind. Training for SCMEP Online can help with understanding critical elements of cybersecurity, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Visit scmep-online.org for more information, because business is always evolving. For you, SCMEP is a not-for-profit 501c3 organization sponsored by SCMEP in cooperation with the South Carolina Broadcasters Association and this station.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. The early game.
With Bill Gunter, Patrick Perez, Barrett and Jen Jensen.
On your home of the Gamecocks, the early game.
107.5 The Game.
.622 on a Friday morning, a Friday the 13th morning. Hope you're up and at 'em this morning, ready to enjoy a weekend, kind of a weird weekend, Patrick. Last weekend was like a celebratory niche weekend. You had the Goodyear 400 down at Darlington that you went and participated in. You had the Kentucky Derby. This weekend, I don't think there's a ton of excitement for South Carolina baseball anymore. I think that that's dissipated and that we've moved on from that, or a lot of the fans have or are, if they haven't already. So you end up this weekend with more of a playoff style weekend, unless, and I assume it's still going on. I've not watched more than about 3 or 4 snaps, unless you've become fully invested in the USFL. I'm assuming, yeah,
Absolutely not.
yeah.
Is I've seen no one talking about it.
No, I haven't either. And that's the problem. I think we want football, 12 months a year, and we want all this great football. And all right, just give me anything, XFL, AAFL, whatever it was they did with Steve Spurrier coaching. Now you got the USFL. Nobody really gets into it. People find the last night's schedule release for the NFL far more entertaining, and people find the discussion of, hey, how should schedules be done for South Carolina or Clemson moving forward? And yesterday, the news coming out that the ACC is looking at a 3-5-5 scheduling model, which would be 8 conference games a year, 3 permanents, and then you play the other 5 teams. You play 5 other teams, and then you rotate those 5 teams every year. So, you might have whatever you'd have this year. What would be interesting is if those 5 teams, I guess, stay the same every year. So hypothetically, this year you'd have, let's say, Florida State, Boston College, let's say Georgia Tech, Miami, and Virginia Tech, just make it a 5. And you've got your 3 permanents, whoever your 3 permanents are. And then those 5 that I just mentioned, that's your every other year schedule. Like, would you like that? If that's, you get what I'm saying, where those 5 are permanent.
Yeah,
those,
I would.
And by permanent, what I mean is that you're playing them every other year.
Yeah, I would like that. How would it work otherwise? A rotation? Like sometimes you play them 2 years in a row, sometimes you don't play them for 3 years?
I was just thinking to mix up a little bit.
I think it would actually be kind of nice to know, okay, well, every other year we're playing
this team
in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Yeah. Or every 4th year we're playing in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Every other year we're playing Florida State. Like I really want to go to I'm missing if I was missing the Arkansas game this year, I would know that, okay, well, it's not going to be a decade. We'll play there in exactly 4 years. Time to start planning out that I'm going to Arkansas. 4 years.
Okay.
I like the just knowing part.
The scheduling aspect of it.
Because who knows? That's why I felt like I feel an probably overemphasized burden to go to Arkansas this year because I have no idea when we're going to play there again.
It's true. It's true.
It could be a long time.
It could be another 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. South Carolina was there in.
What was the deal? It was the Alabama game was a decade apart, right? In Williams-Brice?
Not a full decade. It was close. 9 years, I think. 2019 and
Right.
2010. So
I don't. What if it's 9 years before we go to Arkansas again? That's
going
to be a problem.
Make the most of your trip. I'm with you. I don't know. Arkansas. I was actually talking about this because South Carolina does have some pretty interesting, just in terms of like taking a road trip. Kentucky is the weekend that Keeneland opens. You could go there. You can make a full weekend of it. That Nashville is always a fun trip if you want to go up and catch a game that you're pretty confident not only that you're going to win, but enjoy the city and make kind of a weekend of it. And you're right, Arkansas is a brand new trip essentially, because I'm trying to think what year it was. Connor Shaw and South Carolina went up there and won 52-7 or whatever it was. I think that was 2012, I believe. So you're right. So you're talking. It's been a decade plus since South Carolina has been back to Fayetteville. I think that was 2012. Might have been 2013, but either way, you're talking about a 9-year drought since South Carolina fans have been able to go and see the Gamecocks play in Fayetteville and make a weekend of that. So talking a little bit of scheduling. Mentioned Julian Phillips, Patrick, going to Tennessee, makes his announcement. No big surprise there. South Carolina he took a visit, but it was more of just a courtesy visit to South Carolina, I think, to meet the new staff and to see what they had to do. But South Carolina wasn't really a factor in this. And now you've had G.G. Jackson and Julian Phillips make decisions to go out of the state. Cam Scott the big-time guard at Lexington in the 2024 class, is leaning North Carolina. North Carolina has already offered him and done a good job with him. Richard hits us up on the text line this morning and says Carolina is going to need that one mid-level kid that comes here and shows off to start getting recruits. Hopefully it's the Zachary Davis from Denmark, because the rest of these high-ranked kids don't want to be trendsetters. There's just, Patrick, if you're that good of a prospect, South Carolina, Frank Martin won a lot. He did win a lot. He didn't get to the NCAA tournament, and there's a massive difference there. But, I mean, this has been going on for years. Devin Downey took off to Cincinnati and transferred back. Zam Fradrick went to Georgia Tech and transferred back. You've had kids like what Richard just said, like a Carlos Powell. You did have a Sindarius Thornwell and a PJ Dozier stick around, but by and large, kids don't go to the University of South Carolina. I really don't see that trend changing anytime soon.
I don't know why it would. After the Final Four, nothing changed. Like, I was there the banner hanging night. No one was there. I wouldn't want to. Why would you want to play in front of that crowd when you can play in the Dean Dome and have, or just a school that's going to completely embrace basketball and have sold out arenas every day? Like, I'd never blame any kid that doesn't want to come to South Carolina. It's not a good basketball culture.
And people seeing that's Lamont Paris's job to be able to change that. But it's hard for me to fathom any time in the near future South Carolina being able to be a major force to reckon with within state kids that don't have, like a PJ Dozier, that don't have a strong connection to the university. We'll continue talking about that. We'll get back into the pod scheduling. Harry weighs in with an idea. My question to you is, who would you want your 3 permanent opponents to be? Don't look at it from a pod system, but if you have to pick 3 permanent SEC opponents for South Carolina to have, yesterday we did this. I said Georgia and Vanderbilt, and then the question becomes, would I rather have Florida or Tennessee? I think I'd go Tennessee. I think I like that.
Is there any team in the conference that wouldn't want Vanderbilt in their pod?
It's very true. That's a good question.
Like, actually, though, is there a team with 3 strong links?
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. If you want to weigh in, 803-404-6100. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
107.5 The Game has your sports as it happens live, streaming, and free.
Yes, you don't have to worry about this weekend for a big party. There's no Kentucky Derby. There's no Goodyear 400. You don't really have to worry about having family or friends over for a big watch party. But Memorial Day is coming up, and is your house ready to host? Is your carpet, your rug, your tile insanely clean? If not, it's time to call Zerorez for that Memorial Day sale. It's actually one you'll need from Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. If you call today, 803-262-4020, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. And when you mention me, Bill Gunner at 107.5 The Game, you get a hallway cleaned for free. So schedule with ease at ZerorezColumbia.com or give them a phone call, 803-262-4020. Get Zerorez out to your house today with that patented ZR water technology, scientifically proven to keep your rugs, your tile, your upholstery all insanely clean. They've worked for me. They'll work for you. That much I can guarantee. They'll even make you look like you clean your house each and every day. I don't do it, but people come over and like, wow, you must spend hours upon hours just cleaning. When you're not dealing with Jen, you must just come home and clean your house. That's actually not true. I just call Zerorez. They make the house look absolutely gorgeous. 803-262-4020. Or again, you can schedule online, ZerorezColumbia.com. Right now, 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. But when you mention me, Bill Gunner at 107.5 The Game, you get a hallway cleaned for free as well. 803-262-4020 or online, ZerorezColumbia.com. Spell it backwards or forward, Zerorez. It's the right way to clean.
And we do have a report of one tie-up in Lexington, Beach Creek Road at Country Lake Drive. Aside from that, no accidents to report at this time. Could see some scattered storms today, 78 for the high, maybe just a spotty shower tomorrow, 84 for the high, and 86 on Sunday. Again, a chance for some isolated showers. Right now, it's 66 at 107.5 The Game.
Hey, it's Terry Ford from 107.5 The Game, hanging out with our buddy Adam Vance from Sound and Images. Adam, everybody knows about the events that you folks do over at SNI, but there's a lot more to Sound and Images. Please explain.
We have really upped our commercial AV installation division. You name it, any kind of commercial audiovisual application that you can think of, we are pretty much involved with.
Thanks a lot, Adam. Hey, if you want to hit up Adam Vance over at Sound and Images, just call 803-791-3925 or go to soundandimages.net.
At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, we've seen how terrible accidents turn lives upside down, and we're proud to be the lawyers our clients depend on during their toughest moments. I'm Jason Reynolds. Call me when your family is faced with any serious injury or death.
And I'm Stephen Samuels. When you're hurt at work, I go to work getting you the medical treatment and workers' compensation you depend on. We have the experience and passion.
True Lawyers, 779-4000.
Home cooking never tasted so good.
So we'll just have to do it. Well, I unmuted my mic. So now if you just unmute your mic there, then we'll just do it. We'll do it that way. I'm trying to write down this Soda City soccer game so I can know what we're SC Heat. A little show prep just so when we. There we go. Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Auburn. That would well, here's the thing. I don't think you'll get to divisions. Oh. I'm just writing notes now on the back of the sheet. We got too much to get to this morning.
Yep.
All right. I got our two topics for this segment. I got two topics for this segment, everybody. Don't worry. It's not going to be us just staring at each other. Let's get the little banner going. Where's my banner here? Well, let's get this one going first. We'll just throw that up. Let's see here. All right. What we got? $6:35 on a Friday morning, Friday the 13th. Is it bad luck to keep telling everybody it's Friday the 13th?
No, you should be aware.
You should be aware. All right. Patrick says you
Probably
should
act a little bit differently.
You should be aware. We will put out a TikTok later. We try to do one a day. And then if something pops up that we should do,
A TikTok of us walking under ladders.
Just on a Friday the 13th. See if we
proving
can
that we don't care.
See if we can track down a black cat. See if a black cat goes wandering across or out in our path. Is that
It's got to be a Black Cat or Friday the 13th dance you could do.
Ooh.
What's the salt thing?
Salt over your right shoulder. That's when you spill the salt, right? You throw it over your right shoulder.
Mm.
803-404-6100. What is the most superstitious thing you have in your? What are you most superstitious about? There's some of you out there that I know you wear the same socks to work each and every day for good luck. I can guarantee you that there's somebody out there that wears the same. Jay Phillips does. He only owns 2 pairs of socks. He rotates them on a weekly basis. But yeah, Jay Phillips, same socks every day. You can call him later today and ask him why he does that. Very strange guy. Did you know South Carolina is going to play for a national championship on Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Also known as Saturday. What do you got there? They knocked off they defeated BYU yesterday.
BYU, yeah. They beat BYU in the semifinals, so they will play tomorrow. I think we've determined it's 11:30. I'm still trying to get that information, but it's either 10:30 or 11:30. I'm pretty sure 10:30 local time.
Okay.
So yeah, 11:30 tomorrow. Clemson was the first game, but Clemson got knocked off by Georgia Tech. So not sure how South Carolina fans feel about that. Would you rather not see Clemson make the national championship or play them and beat them in the national championship? Does the potential for you to lose to Clemson in the national championship outweigh the potential like joy of beating them?
It
kind of reminds me of the Duke UNC Final Four game.
Yes.
Like when the stakes are that absolutely high, do you want to play Clemson?
The South Carolina Clemson lacrosse series, nationally known, very close to the Duke North Carolina basketball series. Of course, if you didn't know that, you must be living under a rock. But it is cool that South Carolina's got a clutch. It is a clutch. This is not the what is it? How would you word it? It's a club team, so it's not a recognized NCAA championship.
School doesn't do anything for them.
But at the end of they should. It's just like our buddy Alan Sirwa with Gamecock hockey. I don't know what equestrian was necessarily tabbed as years ago when they started winning national championships, but good for you. You had your buddy on who's the coach there.
Yeah, I texted him. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they were partying last night.
Of course, why wouldn't they be? You win the Final Four game and you party all night and get ready for.
You're only 36 hours away from the national championship. Why wouldn't you go out?
And they're in Round Rock.
You're only in Round Rock, Texas once.
It's true. It's true.
Well,
you never know when you're going to be back. It's kind of like a trip to Fayetteville, Arkansas to tailgate.
Yeah. So I don't know how early he'll wake up, but I texted him, and so if he can wake up before, I guess 8 o'clock local time, then he can call in.
Yeah. So we will give them a little bit of love. Yeah. But South Carolina playing for a national championship in hockey. Patrick, you mentioned it. Something to. What were you saying yesterday about how you can view it? You either had to subscribe to like all season, or I'm trying to remember how you phrased it.
The national tournament had like a buy, so you could buy the national championship tomorrow for $30, but they were selling it as a bundle, so you could have watched for that $30. You could have watched every game previous as well. So I think it's gonna happen. I think if you want to watch it, you can go to the Village 88 tomorrow.
And if Brian Glenn will let us know, we will give out the news. So if you want to go and have,
Brian Glenn texted me yesterday and said I'll open at 10:29 if I have to.
Okay, so Brian Glenn will be all in on South Carolina lacrosse national championship tomorrow. Coming up here in about 10 minutes, we're going to catch up with Jason Gilliam. Promote a little bit of Soda City Football Club. They're hosting the South Carolina Heat this weekend, 7 p.m. over at Ben Lippen. If you want to go and check that out, you can go visit their website, sodacitysoccer.com. Something to do this weekend because, again, kind of an odd weekend a little bit as it pertains to it's really just going to be, Patrick, more of kind of your playoff weekend. NHL, NBA. If you want to get into the USFL, congratulations. Gamecock baseball hosting Kentucky this weekend, but a little bit different weekend. And I think where do we stand with college lacrosse, the actual college lacrosse season?
The Division I tournament starts on Saturday.
Okay, so you do have some things you can get into
Every
and get
weekend's
involved
on Memorial Day.
So it's the countdown, Patrick's favorite weekend of the year.
Only 16 teams make the playoffs for Division I lacrosse. So 8 games this week, 4 games, or how's that math work? 8 games.
8 games for 16 teams.
And then Memorial Day is
4
2
games
weeks
for 8
from now,
games. 4 games for 8 teams. 2 games for 4 teams. 1 game for 2 teams.
But the semifinals are on Memorial Day weekend as well.
Okay. So that's coming up. So yeah, odd weekend. 803-404-6100 if you've got something you're superstitious about, or if you're like our anonymous texter who's never texted us before, but we appreciate you listening from the 864 area code. Who cares about Friday the 13th? It's bad luck to be superstitious. I think that's being superstitious. If you think it's bad luck to be superstitious,
ever bad luck. Then
if you think it's so that's kind of a what is it?
There's no such thing as luck. How about that?
Okay,
there's no such thing as good luck or bad luck.
That
things just happen.
That either Mr. or Mrs. is how you should have worded it. You should say there's no such thing as luck. 803-404-6100. That's how you can be a part of the program. We'll get into Sam Howell's diet. If you haven't seen this, what he is currently, or what he eats, or what he takes to the training, what he took to, past tense, what he took to the training table at North Carolina, what he eats all the time. We'll talk about that this morning. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll catch up with Jason Gilliam. Again, Soda City Football Club. They're hosting the South Carolina Heat this weekend at Ben Lippen. Little semi-pro soccer. You can get out and check that out. Take the kids, have a good time. They'll have some food trucks over there. You got a lot going on this morning on a Friday the 13th. a non-superstitious Friday the 13th. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up on the next halftime show.
Hey guys, it's Jay and Terry coming up on the Friday halftime show. Tommy will be back. He'll get us ready for a gigantic series, Mr. Ford, between the Gamecocks and the Kentucky Wildcats. If we thought Tuesday was
Good morning, Columbia. Good day, Columbia. Morning news.
Is there something bigger than West Point? Whatever that is, that's this weekend. You darn well better.
They got to end these shows to make way for the national morning show.
The NFL schedule has been released. We'll go over some of the. What predicts every game in the NFL? I'll do this right now. Broncos 16 the halftime show.
Thank you, Robin.
On your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5.
This is true, DC. History does suggest that South Carolina will now sweep Kentucky and probably outscore them 32-3 all weekend.
Yep. And it won't matter.
Just one incident to let you know about, and that's in Lexington. Beach Creek Road.
Happy Friday, Larry.
Your forecast for today. Lots of rain to be happening. 78 for the high.
I don't know about 20 teams. Yeah, Craig, that's what we were getting to. You obviously heard that. Lacrosse, national champions.
Hopefully.
Sponsored by Love Chevrolet. It's Truck Month, and that means the biggest savings of the year.
All right, let me get back to trying to get the live stream, the little banner correct. That I've messed up 3 times now.
Or whatever you love listening to. From audiobooks to exclusive originals to podcasts. Find it all on Audible. Sign up and start free at audible.com.
Home cooking never tasted so good. Come to Comfort Scratch Kitchen and see for yourself.
Carlton, I did see that.
From scratch.
I did see that. That was ridiculous. I hope they do investigate it.
Dine in or take grab-and-go items from the bakery selections. Try one of Comfort Scratch Kitchen's signature dishes.
Did you see that, Bill?
It was last weekend.
Yeah. Or try fancy grits topped with eggs and bacon. And if you got a special event coming up,
Yeah, not a good look for the Georgia State.
Comfort Scratch Kitchen in Lexington, across the street from Lexington Elementary.
Where was I?
With parking behind the restaurant.
Is it Julian Phillips with 1 L or 2 L's?
Who cares? It's not going to drop down.
It's true. Who cares? Well, I'd like to spell it correctly in the live stream, but you are right. Yeah.
You get a $50 gift certificate for Comfort Scratch Kitchen for just $25.
The wait is over. The entire 2022
Who's that guy?
Where? It's
What's that logo?
I don't know. Looks like a food truck guy.
Can't even see the food. Come on, bud. Professionals. Be a professional. Ah, yes. Greedy Rascals.
I think I have heard of that. What is that?
That's a hot dog place.
Oh, is
it?
it?
Was literally like in the neighborhood that I lived in last. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Are you a big hot dog guy? Just everyone.
You know what? I don't. I do like hot dogs. It's just it feels like the work to grill up because I'm a grilled hot dog guy. I don't want to boil them in the. I don't. Yeah, I like if I'm gonna, but it feels like there's a lot of work involved in firing up. Not what I should do is I've got the little tailgate grill, that you can just put on and just pop on. And honestly, that's where I should use. But yeah, that's a hot dog on a stick. What is that? What is that? Like, what all is it?
I see tricks.
I was gonna say that doesn't look good. No, to me, a hot dog, chili, coleslaw, mustard, ketchup. If you want to onion.
But you're not plucking. You're not plucking one off the rollers at 7-Eleven.
Nah. But there's an element. I will say when I was, in college, the two go-to when you were the broke college student, my two go-tos was either a bag of the Tyson fried chicken tenders, because you could, back then we didn't have an air fryer, you had the actual fryer, and you'd put them in the little grease and everything, and then you get out and drain them.
and then you could either eat them like that. I put them in a Ziploc bag and put Italian in there and like shake them up. You put barbecue in there, shake them up hot, like Then you're cooking late at night. That's why it's unfortunate. I'm blown away that downtown Columbia doesn't have even a 7-Eleven, like just something that's got food 24/7, like so that the drunk kids at 3 a.m. can walk in and get like 6 taquitos for $1.50. Yeah, it is a little more expensive, but yeah, the Pita Pit was the go-to. Well, now they have food stands and stuff out there. They had one. Speaking of how, like, one of my roommates ordered 2 hot dogs, and the other roommate was standing behind was in the little gas station parking lot. And he like turned around and handed them to, so he got him and he's like, "Here, hold these, let me pay." And he turned around to pay, and when he turned back around, my other roommate had eaten both of them. Nearly started a fight.
Hot dog discussion. Little hot dog discussion there during the break is Greedy Rascals is up on, what are we watching? Good Morning Columbia.
Yeah, we've been making the rounds of the morning news channels.
We are. We're if you do morning news, we're watching you this morning. We're keeping it. Not only are we watching the MLB Network, we're watching ABC Columbia right now. We'll flip over to WIS in a little while. We'll get over to
MLB Network or no? This is Sports Center.
If we will not be if WLTX elects to put what they wouldn't. I was gonna say if they put Reggie Anderson on air, we would.
We'll turn it off.
Yeah, but Reggie doesn't get up this early. Reggie, he makes his own kids figure out how to get to school. He sleeps. He's sleeping this time, which is probably why he has not put a pick in yet for our NASCAR pick'em. He is very lazy. Does a good job though, a relatively good job at WLTX. So yeah, we're sitting here in the break. I'm kind of all over the map this morning because it's not a huge sports weekend, Patrick, as it pertains to like stuff. I'll get into the NHL playoffs more so. This weekend than I will anything else. But it's not like the Derby is taking place. The Kentucky Derby is taking place. It's not like you've got the Goodyear 400. So you do have some baseball here at Founders Park. But let's get out to the Love Chevy phone lines. Good buddy of mine, Jason Gillum, joining us this morning. And you've got an event. We've got an event here. If people, family want to get out and see some good soccer this weekend, you got the Soda City Football Club, and you've got a big rivalry game this weekend taking place, Jason.
Good morning. Yes, we do. We have a very, very big rivalry. Soda City is a professional development soccer team. They play in the United Premier Soccer League. We have a huge game this weekend. We play South Carolina Heat, which is our in-town rival, right across the town, and it has playoff implications for us all. And we have Heat, like I said, it's just a massively big rivalry. It's intense without the playoff implications. It's even more intense this weekend.
Tell us a little bit about Soda City, founded by passionate local soccer players. It's a semi-professional soccer team. You mentioned developmental team. I know you guys are very excited about what you've kind of built and developed over there. And tell us a little bit. The game this weekend is at Ben Lippen. But tell me a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about Soda City Football Club.
Again, like you said, it is a professional development team. We play in the 4th tier of U.S. soccer. Our goal is to develop players. And get them to the next level in soccer. We typically have younger players. We have players from all over the world on our team. It's like I said, it's a great way. It's a great path to the upper tier professional leagues, MLS. We put a few years ago. We were in the semifinals of the UPSL, the United Premier Soccer League. And we ended up having a player sign from the semifinals into Inter Miami FC, which plays in MLS. We've had a couple other players who signed with USL teams. All in all, we do a lot of community work. We do Soda City futsal. We have Soda City soccer camps during the summertime to do community outreach with kids, and really our goal is to get as many kids involved in soccer as possible.
Obviously, this weekend you mentioned the game taking place, and that's at Ben Lippen. If people want to get out, we were just talking about that. That's a weird weekend, kind of from the standpoint of, you've got South Carolina baseball, but not a ton else going on in town. If people want to get out tomorrow night and check it out, where can they go to get tickets. I know there's the website, sodacitysoccer.com is how you can visit, check out the schedule and get tickets. But how much are tickets? And I know there's food trucks as well. So if you want to get out, bring the kids for a fun night of soccer and just get out of the house, where can people go? How can people get tickets? How much do tickets cost?
Tickets are $7 for adults. They actually can come right up to the gate. We'll have people there. Again, like you said, you can go to Soda City FC. The key is to just come on out. It's like I said, it's a very, very big soccer game, and in a crazy, crazy atmosphere. Probably it's always very nuts at that during that game.
All right. So then we have to ask you, speaking of nuts, yesterday, Patrick, which team is Jay's?
He's Arsenal.
Oh, good. That makes this segment even better. Jason, are you an Arsenal fan?
Not particularly, no.
So
I saw that they had a little bit of a struggle yesterday.
that makes this even better. Tottenham 3-0 yesterday. And apparently Harry Kane was dominant yesterday. I didn't get to watch much of it, but your thoughts as we slowly wrap up the Premier League here. I think we're heading to a close on that.
Thoughts about the Premier League. Personally, it does not bother me one bit that Tottenham beat Arsenal. I personally am a Chelsea fan, so I am just waiting for the season to kind of finish out, let Chelsea slide into UEFA Champions League spot. I think Man City is just not going to be stopped. They are so good, and 2 games left. They have a 3-point lead in the standings plus goal differential. It's going to be really, really hard. Man City has a tough game this weekend against West Ham, but I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to stop Man City.
And who likes? Is it Pearson likes Chelsea? Is that right on this?
I don't know.
Station?
I don't know who Pearson's team is. He's not as obnoxious about it as Jay is.
Yeah, it's true. So that makes it. I might even call into Jay's show today just to remind him in case he slept it off. Jason, real quick again, let's tell everybody where the game is this weekend, what's going on, and what exactly Soda City Football Club is all about. Tell them all about that so that people, if they want to get out Saturday night, go out and catch a great soccer event, they can do that.
Again, yeah, thank you. Soda City versus South Carolina Heat. It's at Ben Lippen Stadium at 7 p.m. Saturday evening. Come on to the gate. You're right. We will have food trucks there. We'll have Julian's Bourbon Street Cafe while we're there. Again, Soda City does it. Any gate receipts we get really goes back into the community outreach program. So when you come out, you're actually supporting the community. We're making sure we give that money back. We put players into soccer clubs to teach the game of soccer. Many of our players wind up coaching for soccer clubs across the community. And again, 7 p.m. Ben Lippen Stadium, South Carolina Heat. It's a huge rivalry.
We're going to turn Jason into a South Carolina fan as well. I've been working on him recently. We're getting him there. We're getting him closer and closer. So we're going to get him a hat there that Tony Annan brought us. Jason, appreciate you taking time to join us this morning. Tell us about a great event here in the Midlands. Soda City Soccer Club taking on the South Carolina Heat, 7 p.m. at Ben Lippen Stadium. Good luck to you and the guys this weekend, and we look forward to hearing back from you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Jason Gillen again, you can check out their website, sodacitysoccer.com is how you can go and check that out. And a great event, Patrick, to get out this weekend. You mentioned you're a big food truck guy. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about that there during the break, some food trucks around. So you can go out, catch a little soccer, get a little food truck action, and maybe just get out of the house this weekend.
Bourbon Street Cafe sounds good. Never been to that place, but sounds exactly up my alley.
That does sound like something up your alley. Does not sound like something up Sam Howell's alley.
Maybe. Depends.
That's true. No, I don't know.
They might have his main food.
We'll tell you about Sam Howell's diet. We'll get back into some South Carolina football scheduling discussion. Who would you want as the Gamecocks' 3 permanent opponents if you had to choose out of the SEC? Who would you want as the 3 permanent opponents? Coming up at 7:30 this morning, Debbie Antonelli will join us. We'll talk 24 hours, nothing but net. Her great charity event taking place tomorrow. 8:05 this morning, Chris Deering joining us for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. We're counting down the hours until we get a weekend off. It's the early game on 107.5, The Game.
Patrick's scanning. Oh yeah, TikTok. Let's see if we can get a good TikTok.
Schedule online at ZeroesColumbia.com.
Again, my brother shared it.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, I'll use it for any more notes I take.
You want to watch Dr. Pimple Popper?
No, not Dr. Pimple Popper. I don't want to watch that either.
Are there any like Facts of Life reruns?
The Smithsonian.
Bewitched. Baby stories. Like those now.
Also, no.
Bewitched would be great. Talk about Darren and Nora.
I like the. Are we out of the local morning shows?
Yeah, they ended for the national shows.
Really?
Yeah. Like today, and Good Morning America are on now.
All the local morning news shows have gone off. We're
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
Big thank you to Jason Gillum for joining us in the previous segment to talk about Soda City Football Club. Tomorrow night, if you want to get out of the house, go check out a little local soccer. Soda City, the semi-pro team, taking on the South Carolina Heat, 7 p.m., Ben Lippen Stadium. You can get over there and check it out. Tickets are $7. There'll be food trucks there, a little event to get you out of the house, and maybe go check out a little local soccer. 803-404-6100. If you want to be a part of the program this morning, Patrick Perrette has taken full control of the television. What were our options there? Was Bewitched? Nothing good.
I mean, Bewitched was one of them. I almost put on Transformers.
Transformers.
It was its show, not the
There was a poll being taken place here in studio on Paw Patrol. We were considering Paw Patrol for a minute.
The options are not great in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning.
If Patrick's upset, we need to have a word of prayer with WIS, WLTX, and WOLO.
Yeah, tell
and
me, we don't
watch
care
Fox.
about those national morning shows. Nobody watches today.
Yeah.
Nobody watches Good Morning America.
Patrick is not happy with
Yeah,
all
stay
you-
local.
Yeah, local, live and local.
Yep.
All that's what we believe in here. That's why.
That's why we don't play national shows in the morning, because people don't care about that stuff.
That's right. Good point. 803-404-6100. A couple different topics for you to jump in on this morning if you'd like to. Mr. Kirkland down in the basement. We don't put him in the basement. That's just where he works down here at the building. He is saying, good morning, guys. Just saw the TikTok of Jen. Where did she learn to slide like that? So there you go, Jen. You're
Mad skills.
mad. It really is. You can go back. We now have a TikTok page. You can go to the early game 1075 on TikTok and check us out. We'll put up a video later. We're trying to do one per day, and then if something calls for it, we'll do another one. You said I was forcing the issue with the Wheel of Agony. Are we not doing a
What would we bet on?
There's some game sevens to choose from in hockey. We could each take a team and see who wins there.
But who really cares about hockey?
I do.
Okay, but who really cares about hockey?
I do.
I'm sorry.
Do your own.
Patrick, did you hear something?
He does
I do.
too.
Yeah, I mean, one of them hopefully will be my team.
You're really going to the wrong person on that one.
No, I just figured you just didn't want to listen to you either.
Should listen to this program more often. It can be entertaining from time to time.
Really? It's awesome.
If we went down the path of that hot dog conversation we were going on previously on the live stream, I think we could really get into something there. I think the hot dog conversation could
It's
really
a good conversation, yeah.
All right, we'll got to find something.
I think that one of the punishments should be you have to do the Sam Howell diet.
So yeah, I want to get to that.
Literally just the Sam Howell diet.
I want to
like a
get
week.
to this here.
I do. I have seen bets where people had to do like the TB12 diet.
Oof. I want to get to the Sam Howell diet here in this segment, but 803-404-6100 if you want to weigh in. Yeah, hot dogs, grilled or is it boiled? I mean, is that right? Like
Yeah, we boil them.
Nah, no good.
Do you prefer the boiled to grilled?
No, I prefer grilled.
Yeah, I think
but-
I think that would be pretty much unanimous that you prefer grilled.
Yeah.
But not everybody's firing up the grill for a couple
That's what I told
dogs.
you. You got to get the little tiny grill or so. I'll even go as far as I will allow the George Foreman grill. I don't know if that's technically a grill. I don't know what a George.
But you're
Foreman
not counting the rollers.
Not the rollers, no. And not steaming or boiling hot dogs. Those
We could
are,
also put them on a skillet and you can even slice it.
I can see that
and
a little
then
bit.
and then brown it.
I've
You know,
never-
you could
I've-
even put a little cheese on it.
never done that, but I can see a skillet being
It-
okay, but not boiled, and that there's no hot dogs. They're not to be consumed in that manner. You either put them on a George Foreman, or you do it the proper way, and that's why I've got that little tailgate grill. Now I think I can just get that out and make hot dogs that way instead of firing up the whole full grill. So hot dogs, if you want to weigh in on that topic this morning. But let's get to the Sam Howell diet. Jen, you got to hear this. Sam Howell, what was he doing? How did this come
Well,
about, Patrick?
It was, I think a lot of teams are starting to do this where they just kind of put a camera up with a little message above. So everybody's walking in from the locker room, and one day the Commanders have a sign that just says, wish the Caps luck in their playoff series. So everybody's walking in and they can just give a thumbs up to the camera or whatever and say, good luck, Caps. But this one was for the rookies. And the thing said, tell us something interesting about yourself. So Jahan Dotson comes in, their number 1 pick, and he just says, oh, I'm the best video gamer on the team. And somebody else walks in and is like, I'm an expert chess player. And then Sam Howell walks in and stared at it for a minute, like he couldn't think of anything to say. And he's like, I've never had steak. And so people ask the question. They're like, what do you mean you've never had steak? He's like, yeah, I only eat chicken. Like, oh, you only eat chicken? He's like, yeah, I literally only eat chicken. And then stories started coming out about how they would have seafood feasts and things like that, or surf and turf meals.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just bring his own chicken tenders to the team meals.
Oh, wow.
And literally all he eats is chicken. He can't eat anything else. It's just chicken.
Really? Because I can do the seafood. I'm not a big steak person.
A burger, anything.
I can do a burger, but yeah, I'm definitely not a steak person because we've had that conversation before. To me, it tastes like meat. I know.
Pardon?
I remember this.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. I don't know.
Steak tastes like meat?
Steak tastes like meat, and I don't want that.
How does water feel? Wet?
I didn't
You
say it
jump in
was
a
normal,
pool.
right? Yeah.
Clean pool by Corley Pools. Do you feel wet? So if you eat a steak,
Mm-hmm.
it tastes like meat.
It's got to be really well seasoned, and people who are connoisseurs of steak will throw something at the radio when I say, and I need Worcestershire sauce or A1 sauce for my steak. I can't have it without that.
It depends on who's grilling. I'm with. If you're at the big family reunion barbecue where they're grilling 15 steaks, yeah, A1 sauce or something, because nobody can go to a barbecue and grill 15 steaks and get them
And
all
do it
right.
well,
I think 4 is the limit. If you're grilling for the family, if you're doing more than 4 steaks, the odds of getting the steaks correct are slim and none. Yeah, the thing with Sam Howell though,
Yeah.
this is like a 5-year-old's diet.
Yes.
It's
I was waiting for
because
mac
it's
and
not
cheese to
just
be
it's not
next.
just grilled chicken. You'd be a lot of people are listening. They're probably like, well, he's a professional athlete, guys. I mean, grilled chicken is protein. It's healthy. No,
fried chicken tenders.
Sam Howell
Wow.
eats chicken tenders and nuggets. This is like Austin, who doesn't matter where we go, is going to get chicken nuggets. That's all.
He said, does he like mac and cheese? And
All right, Sam Howell or Austin?
kind of was thinking Sam
They're on
Howell,
the
but,
same wavelength
Austin,
right
yeah,
now.
Pretty
Well,
much.
I wonder how this factored into him dropping to the 5th round. Because one of the criticisms is maybe not in the best shape. Might be a little bit chunky for a quarterback. He is. Maybe he's just got a fat face. He's one of those guys, because I've seen that. But he ain't skinny. He's a little bit of a physical runner. But if he worked in, maybe some, I don't know if he eats salad. I think it is literally just chicken tenders is the impression
Well,
that
and
I'm
I've heard they
getting.
get frustrated too because he keeps littering the field with the straws from his little juice pouches. So
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to be a leader of men. So if you're drinking juice boxes and eating chicken tenders, how are you going to get the respect of these 35-year-old offensive linemen and wide receivers? And you're supposed to take the offensive line out for dinner and what you're going to
Happy
take them.
meals for everybody.
Yeah, you're going to take
Yeah.
them to the steakhouse or seafood place and
Mhm.
and be like, yeah, we'll take a seafood tower and I'll have the kids. I'll order off the kids menu. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
you
is
got
kinda
to
funny.
get over that.
I was trying to go back because I had seen this. It's an old story about Patrick Stewart. We know who Patrick Stewart is, right?
The
The
Star
actor?
Wars, Star Trek
Yeah,
guy?
the actor.
Okay, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking you were talking about an athlete. I was like,
Star
what are you
Trek.
talking about?
Star Trek. But
He's
like 10 years
Professor X.
10 years ago, yeah, 10 years ago, I think it was about 10 years ago or several years ago, he put out a picture and basically was bragging that it was the first time he'd ever eaten a slice of pizza and people went insane. I think it was like 70 at that point.
Okay.
It was when it happened. I think
It's
right around-
British, right?
But like, I asked this because for Sam Howell to never have eaten steak, like he's 20. Like it's or 21 or 22. I don't know. He's somewhere in there.
He's from
like,
Charlotte.
Is there anything that that is normal, not like I don't, not like Rocky Mountain oysters or something random like that, or like uh frog legs or something. Is there anything that is normal? Pizza, steak, chicken tenders, fish
That you've never attempted
attempted to eat?
Absolutely not.
Like you're Patrick is the adventurous eater of this program without a doubt. Like we were trying to come up with things for the Wheel of Agony, and Patrick's over here like, hey, let's eat this and let's try that.
Yeah.
No, I'm all in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'm over here like, nah, the mayonnaise donut about caused me to hurl on air. Like we're not going down that path anymore. The mayonnaise is we're done with
We're
the
done
mayonnaise.
with the mayonnaise.
The mayonnaise stuff on this program is done. But yeah, Patrick's over here like, yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. Like, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever eaten?
Ever? I mean, from a young age, I've always done that. I mean, there was one particular. We took a cruise when I was maybe like 10 years old, and that's where I tried escargot for the first time and all sorts of things like that. I've had frog legs, and basically, like we would once a week go to one of the Chinese buffets, and I would just pick off whatever looked the craziest, and then go back and read the sign and be like, "Oh, that's what I just ate." Okay, cool. No, I'm definitely an adventurous eater. I love all sorts of random stuff like that. I mean, I was crushing anchovies during Lent, like every Friday, just eating tons of anchovies on my Caesar salads.
Ew.
Caesar salads with anchovies. Anchovies are making a comeback, by the way. But yeah, I'm an adventurous eater, so that doesn't bother me. So just to not even have attempted to eat something, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Unless
somebody's
there
not
was a
gotten a hold of
religious
him.
reason or something like that, which it's not the case for Sam Howell. He's like, I don't want to try that. I like chicken tenders too much.
Yeah, mom and dad, I think, might have kind of had an epic fail on that one.
Let's read a couple of these real quick here. Text line 803-404-6100. Guys, Carolina Reaper wings at Henry's. Amazing. Another text in. I've had chicken. I've had sandwiches. I've never had a chicken sandwich. No Chick-fil-A, no grilled chicken sandwich, no chicken sandwiches.
That's bizarre.
From a anonymous texter. Russell, I've never had a cup of coffee. Russ.
Well,
Russ
I'm with
knows
Russ on that.
Russ knows us from soccer, and he knows that there's a couple of us that at 6 o'clock we have to. So now we have to bring Russ a cup of coffee for our next fathers watching soccer practice together, and that'll get him from doing his laps around the field. He can have coffee with us while we try and stay awake. 803-404-6100. Ryan says, I did not eat Chinese food until I was 19 when Hurricane Hugo came through, and the only restaurant open after was Chinese. I had no power. Unbelievable.
Have you seen the Liver King? Somebody suggested put the Liver King diet on the wheel. You seen Liver King?
Yeah, I will go sweep the sidewalk.
Have you seen him?
Not
Bill?
doing it.
The what?
Do you know who Liver King is? He's a Instagram guy and calls all of his fans primals and basically just eats like only meat, and like his whole bit is like going back to like our primal nature, like sleeps flat on a board and will just eat like raw animal testicles and things like that, just like the most savage things that you could possibly eat. And I think that's his whole
This
that's his whole
breakfast
deal.
report sponsored to you by.
There you go. Yeah, we got you. So we started with
He is absolutely yoked though, like ridiculously jacked.
803-404-6100. We will get back into some actual sports discussion this morning. We might let you hear a little bit from Mark Kingston. South Carolina hosting Kentucky this weekend over at Founders Park. We'll continue on with a little bit of food discussion as well. If you want to weigh in, again, 803-404-6100, or you can hop on the live stream where several of you are weighing in. Apparently, hot dogs in the air fryer. Quite the delicacy, according to many of you. So that might be a something we have to try this weekend. You're listening to the early game, 107.5 The Game. is one of the biggest myths out there in regards to swimming after you eat. That's a myth, right? Like,
gotta wait 30 minutes.
I mean, yeah,
Not
you don't have to
true.
wait 30
No.
minutes. You can just go hop right back in. Kids, don't fall for that myth that your parents tell you. You can go jump in the pool. It's more concerning if that pool is dirty. You don't want a dirty pool. You need a nice, clean pool to hop in instantly after you eat. But if that pool's dirty, I've got just the solution. Corley Pool Solutions. You give them a phone call today, 803-445-8109. It is more affordable to use Tracy Corley and Corley Pool Solutions than for you to go to the pool store and try and maintain your own pool. Now, you might ask why. Why is that? Well, let me tell you why. Every pool has its own personality. It's a little bit different. If you're going to the pool store and you're telling the representative there who's never seen your pool, who's never come to your house, who can't necessarily diagnose the problem you may be having or why there might be algae in your pool, they're not really going to be able to tell you what chemicals to buy or how to do it. With Tracy Corley, you get a weekly visit. Somebody comes and actually looks at your pool. That somebody is the man himself, Tracy Corley, and he's able to diagnose the issue right there. Weekly visits, you get an absolute professional being there each and every time, but most importantly, flat rate pricing, including all the chemicals. So you know exactly what the pricing is. It's transparent. You know how much you're paying, and you get a professional coming to your house each and every week. Again, weekly cleaning, no contracts, flat rate pricing. Corley Pools stands by their word, and they believe in their service, and you will too. So call them today to get them out to your house, 803-445-8109. Again, that's 803-445-8109. And now Corley Pool Solutions offers leak detection. You've been losing a little bit of water in your pool, not real sure why. Corley Pool Solutions are certified leak protection specialists. So don't wait any longer. Call Corley Pool Solutions today, 803-445-8109.
All right, are we up? Yeah. All right, here's Liver King. I'm pulling him up on the live stream. It's nothing gross. Although I was just watching a video of him camping with his family. He calls his wife the Liver Queen. And instead of eating s'mores and cooking marshmallows on the fire, they were cooking duck bills and just eating duck bills. Because you don't waste any part of the animal. Look at this man, though. Yeah, get on live stream. Look how large this person is. Absolutely yoked out of his mind. I don't know what that is. I think that's but he eats organs. What up, Primals? Liver King here. That's how he starts every video. Outrageous. I mean, this is where I would probably draw a line. I don't know that I could just bite into a raw liver. He was drinking 51 shots of blood. Wouldn't you want to be jacked like that, though?
Dude, got caught taking steroids.
I didn't hear that. I just saw one of the top articles was him responding to Joe Rogan saying he takes steroids. He denied it.
Oh, yeah, I got it. All right, we got Debbie on, so we'll make this kind of a quick segment.
This is Kay Adams' last show of Good Morning Football. Oh, I love her. Is she even on the panel right now? Yeah, she's there. This is sad.
What are you?
Kay Adams is leaving the NFL Network.
Did you see that on Twitter? Or?
Yeah, I just saw it on Twitter. Oh yeah, we do open our season with hosting Trevor Lawrence. Be kind of intrigued by that.
Mm-hmm. That guy gets on the live stream too.
He's a better caller with me in the production room because I went on a mini rant being like, "Stop telling me that you want to tell me something and then not go on the air." And then he apologized on the live stream. And now he calls when I'm in the production room, he's like, "Hey Patrick, I want to talk about this." Thank you, dude. So we're going quick here. Real quick here.
Yeah, about 4 minutes. $7:23 on a Friday morning, Friday the 13th. We've talked a little bit about that. We've talked a little bit about hot dogs. We've talked a little bit about South Carolina in the Lacrosse National Championships Club event, but they will be playing Georgia Tech tomorrow morning. You think 11?
I think it's 11:30.
11:30-ish, 10:30 out in Round Rock. Is it Texas? Round Rock, Texas?
Round Rock, Texas.
So South
Still no
Carolina,
idea where that is.
yeah, South Carolina lacrosse, who the coach joined Patrick a few weeks ago when I was out in the national championship tomorrow. Talked a little bit about Julian Phillips, the former Blythewood standout, who is now was originally committed to LSU, and Will Wade yesterday commits to Tennessee. I think some people had thought that South Carolina may have had a chance. I know he took a visit here, but didn't really. I think it was more of a courtesy visit. South Carolina's going to have to. Lamont Paris is going to have to win, and have to win quickly. Quite frankly, to be able to convince South Carolina prospects to stay in state or come and play for the university. Obviously, you go back really over the last 20 years and you see just a list of names. I think it was Richard who hit us up earlier and mentioned guys like Major Wingate, who went to Tennessee, Josiah Jordan James, excuse me, who also from Porter-Gaud went to Tennessee. You've had Aaron Neesmith go to Vanderbilt in recent years. Obviously, a lot of other players as well. G.G. Jackson going to North Carolina next year. So Julian Phillips just becomes another in the list of guys who are leaving the state, even though last year he transferred from Blythewood and went to Link Academy out in Missouri. So that was some basketball recruiting news from yesterday. The NFL schedule dropping last night, Patrick, and we will get the season opener, actually a pretty entertaining one. Buffalo going out to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. That'll be your Thursday night game to open the season. Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen. I'm leaning early, May the 13th, so way too early prediction, but I kind of like Buffalo as my Super Bowl pick here for this coming year.
Well, they are the betting favorites right now. I don't know if that should be surprising, but in almost everywhere, I think they might be the unanimous betting favorites, and I'm not 100% sure why that's the case. I don't know that the Chiefs really got too much worse. Obviously, they do lose Tyreek Hill. That's going to be a massive loss. But I think they had one of the best drafts. Brady's back, so the Bucs should be in the mix there. I think most of the NFC got worse. The Rams are going to lose Von Miller, which is big. They add Allen Robinson, but they lose Odell. Bobby Wagner will be a nice piece to add to the middle of that defense, but I don't know. I don't know that anyone in the NFC is better than they were last year. And I don't know that Buffalo got better. I think Cole Beasley's gone, but Jamison Crowder's there, so the slot receiver is still going to be good. And I think a lot of teams took a step back, if not just stood still. And the Bills are the one team that kind of was already elite, and you can make the case got better.
The Monday night schedule always kind of entertaining. It looks good on paper at the beginning of each year, but the first game will be Russell Wilson returning back to Seattle. That'll be September the 12th. Russell Wilson going back to Seattle. He'll get a nice ovation, right? Like, they're not angry at him for leaving Seattle, are they? I haven't seen this where they're bitter, are they? Yes,
know.
no.
I think there's a lot of bitter Seattle fans. Maybe they'll thank him because he made him relevant for a decade and won a Super Bowl with them. But I don't think they're very happy with him because he is. I hate him.
Okay.
I think he's such a diva. Like, would do things like clearly say that he wants to get traded through his team and announce the list of teams that he wants to get traded to, and then during his press conference say, "Well, I hope Seattle will have me here for a long time," and is just so two-faced and cares so much about his image and is just basically a complete phony. So I don't know that Seattle fans are going to be totally crazy about him returning.
Okay. So we will continue to talk about that this morning. If you want to weigh in, 803-404-6100 is how you can be a part of the program. Up next, Debbie Antonelli joins us. Great event she's putting on this weekend, 24 hours, nothing but net. It's where she does shoots free throws for 24 hours in an attempt to raise money for the Special Olympics, near and dear to her heart. You can follow her on Twitter, and you can also follow the account at 24, the number 24 hours NBN is where you can do it. Really cool event she's putting on. We'll talk with her when we come back. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game. 7:34 on a Friday morning. Bill Gunner, Patrick Perrette, Jen Jensen. Hope you are up and at 'em, dropping the kids off at school, ready to tackle the final work day or the final business day of the week. Coming up in about 25 minutes, we'll catch up with Chris Deering for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week and get you caught up on what's going on state championship weekend for a couple high school sports around the Midlands, and we'll let you hear what is going on. But now we go back out to the Love Chevy phone lines where our good buddy Debbie Antonelli is joining us, and she is about, if I'm doing math correctly, Debbie, you are about 28 and a half hours away from getting going tomorrow morning with the 24 hours nothing but net marathon. Welcome to the program. Hope you're doing well and look forward to hearing about this a little bit more.
Well, guys, thank you so much for having me on this morning. I am very excited. Your math is excellent. It is a countdown for sure till noon tomorrow when I will begin my annual, for the fourth time, 24 hours, nothing but net. I will make 100 free throws on the top of every hour for 24 straight hours. So at the end of 24 hours, I've made 2,400 free throws. In the previous 3 years, we have been able to raise over $425,000 for Special Olympics. And most of that money stays right here in this state. And I couldn't be more proud of the effort and the philanthropic attitude of the people around the state of South Carolina to give to this organization.
Let's go back and let you explain how this all started, how it came about, and why exactly this is something that is for you very personal, and explain why it's personal and how you've gone about creating this incredible event that'll start tomorrow at noon. And we should point out, you can go to the website. The website is 24 hours, nothing but net. And it will be live streamed. You can actually tune in, check out what Debbie's got going on there, how she's shooting it. You can maybe comment, or has anybody heckled you in the past on the live?
I have had a few bricks thrown my way. Yes. No, it's all good. Honestly, my motivation is my middle son, Frankie. My middle son, Frankie, just graduated from Clemson in the Clemson Life program. He is smart and handsome and athletic. He had an entire 5-year college career because he got the extra COVID year. He was in a fraternity. He played intramurals. He worked several jobs. He was a manager for women's basketball. He went to class. He lived independently, and he has Down syndrome. And Clemson Life is a program that is called an acronym for Learning is for Everyone. And he's my motivation. He has been my motivation. Sport is a huge part of our lives. Special Olympics has been a huge part of having Frankie or allowing Frankie to have the best experience that he could possibly have. Our family is all sport all the time. And I just combined my two passions, my great love for the game. And you guys know I care about offense. So shooting the ball was always important. And then finding a way to give back to the community, and Special Olympics seemed like a great spot, a wonderful landing spot for us. And I'm very excited about getting started on tomorrow at noon.
It's a great marriage of calls and passion. So 24 hours. First of all, how quickly into the hour do you knock out these 100 shots? Is it like you can get them done in 10 minutes and then you get to break? And then what is the lead up? Have you been practicing 100 per hour, or you don't need to? You can just show up, walk out there, and you'll start knocking them down.
It's not just to show up and walk out there. I have to do significant fitness and training and preparation for it because it is a physically challenging task. It takes me 10, 12, 15 minutes to make 100. I block off the top of the hour for 15 minutes. And then the rest of the 45 minutes, you mentioned it. We have a live stream on YouTube and on Facebook. You can go to either one of those spots, 24 hours, nothing but net, and you can find our live stream. And actually this morning, I'm getting ready to interview Coach K. We've had Dabo, we've had Robin Roberts, I've had Ernie Johnson, Dawn Staley will come on live with us on Sunday morning. We've had quite a Shane Beamer. I mean, it's the list of quality guests and interviews is over 50, including Special Olympic athletes sharing their stories from all across the country. And we're just getting ready. I'm producer, director, editor, creative. I've got all of it working. I've got lots of help. Our team is amazing. Special Olympics has been an incredible supporter of allowing me to do this. And we're really excited about it. We hope to raise point something million by the end of 4 years, closer to 1 million.
Probably the best way to see all the information, go to Twitter at 2424 hours NBN is the way to do that. There is a tweet that's out there. You can see the website where you can go and you can donate if you'd like. So 24hoursnbn.com is where you can do that. And again, you can watch. I know Debbie will put up there on the Twitter account where people can go and live stream and watch. But most importantly, even if you're busy tomorrow, you can go and donate, whether it's $5 or $500 or $5,000. I know Debbie will be appreciative of anything, and you can go and do that at 24hoursnbn.com is the website to go and do that. And I want to go back though. You mentioned Frankie and everything. How did this come about? Were y'all talking one day and you thought, I'm not bad at free throws and I can stand and shoot? Like, what was kind of what was the inspiration? The inspiration was Frankie, but what was the inspiration to do the free throws or to do this particular event?
Well, I've always been intrigued by the word marathon, and I don't think I could run a marathon. Okay. So I was trying to figure out what would be something that I could do based on monetizing my shooting. I'm outside shooting. I literally shoot in the driveway a lot. I have Dr. Dish, which is one of my partners. Anybody who donates will automatically be eligible to win a Dr. Dish every year. They allow me to give one away. The Dr. Dish is a basketball shooting machine. It has giant nets on it. It rebounds and shoots the ball back out to you. And that's my best training tool, honestly, for this, in preparation for this. Or you can win a trip to Disney as well. We've got a four park hopper ticket package with some overnight stay that you could win as well. Those are the two big prizes that I give away based on any donation. And you're right, this is very personal for us because we have lived it. We understand what it can do to impact families like ours. We love sport. Staying healthy, active lifestyles allows you to, make healthy choices and how you go about nutrition. And this population of people need a little help. They need help to compete and to train and to organize. And that's what we're doing. And if you go to 24hoursnbn.com and give any donation, but I like to ask everyone to give me a penny because that's $24. This is a very grassroots effort to raise money and awareness for Special Olympics. And I think everyone can give a penny. And I'm very excited about it. It just kind of came together like, my ability to shoot free throws, my love for Special Olympics, and my range is right about 15. So somebody like me getting AARP mail, it's not bad.
Wait, so are you going to sleep in tomorrow, or how do you prepare for the actual 24 hours part? Is Sunday just an epic nap?
Yeah. So it's just like preparing for a final exam or running a marathon. I've put so much work in. I have this incredible training and fitness regiment, 2-a-days the last few weeks. It's serious business because I want to shoot it well because I think it makes the story better. And nobody wants to tune in and watch me shoot a lot of bricks. I mean, I've worked at it. I've shot the ball, I like to say, 1 billion times. And it just resonates with people because everyone has gone in their driveway to shoot hoops. I have this free throw burpee routine that I have been doing for the last 5 weeks. And yesterday I did 2 sets of 100. So it's a free throw and it's a burpee, free throw and a burpee. I did 2 sets of 100 and I shot over 90% doing it that way. So I expect to shoot it at a high level. My fitness has to be at a very high level for me to be able to complete this. And it's just like training for a final exam. I hope I've built up. I hope I stay hydrated. I hope I have enough energy. And the thing is, guys, is every hour the amount of money goes up. And that is inspiring because it is very personal that people would give to this event.
You can go to the website 24hoursnbn.com is the way to do that. 24 hours, nothing but net is the great cause. Before I let you, I got to know that I'm looking at a picture on the website. Oh, okay. Oh, no. No. We're giving up on those.
I challenge everyone listening, that bar that you put in your door frame to do pull-ups on, I put that in the driveway. And so I go free throw burpee. And I did, it's a great fitness way to get in shape. I've had a couple of college athletes try it. It's not easy, but it works.
No, you're good. Good point.
Thank you, Jen, for asking.
Yeah. Before we let you go, I'm looking at the picture on the website. Again, tomorrow, make sure you go 24 hours, nothingbutnet.com is where you can go on YouTube. It looks like you, without becoming too personal, you live in a neighborhood. You don't have like a large.
Yeah.
So is there something put out to the neighbors that somebody will be shooting free throws from 1 a.m. to about 6 a.m., just informing them, hey, you might hear some sounds outside in the morning?
Yeah, my neighbors have been great. I do comply with the Mount Pleasant noise ordinance, just so you know. And we do have a lot of excitement in the neighborhood. People are coming all through the night. People are, they come, they go out to their parties, they come back. It's quite a festive event. The neighborhood is very excited about it. They all look forward to it. And I feel really blessed that we live in the kind of neighborhood that are welcoming of this. Of course, everyone knows this is a one-time event. The most inconvenient time for anybody could be at night, but we're very quiet and very respectful, and we raise a lot of money, and everyone here knows that. So that's the important part here. We've lived here for over 20 years. They've watched Frankie grow up. They understand why we're doing it.
Debbie, we appreciate you. We appreciate you putting on an incredible event. Good luck to you tomorrow. We appreciate you joining us to talk about this morning, and we certainly look forward to catching up with you in the near future and be keeping an eye on how you do tomorrow. Congratulations on a phenomenal event and what you're doing for the community, the Special Olympics, for everything. It really is a special thing. Thank you for taking time to join us this morning.
You guys are awesome. I love so much coming on your show. Thank you for helping us create some awareness. And 24hoursnbn.com, that's where you can go and help.
Appreciate
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Debbie Antonelli, make sure you go and check that out. We'll continue talking about that. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 here of the early game. It's Bill Gunner. It's Patrick Pratt. It's Jen Jensen. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
And want to tell you about our friends at Canty Foundation Specialists, longtime supporters of the program and Gamecock Athletics. 803-424-8380 is their number, and they have been proudly serving North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, including offices in Columbia, Greenville, Augusta, Charlotte, and Charleston, so they can find you and help you wherever you might be. They'll help you out with some crawl space problems or foundation issues, such as cracks in your exterior brick, cracks in your walls above your windows or door frames, doors or windows that stick, uneven or bouncy floors, or cracks over your garage door. Those are all potential foundation issues that you'll want to get Canty out there to take a look at. 803-424-8380 is the number. And like I mentioned, they can also repair crawl space issues. So if you have an open crawl space and you recently experienced a storm, you might have standing water under your home, which can create high humidity and condensation in that crawl space, which will nurture an environment for mold, mildew, and pests, including termites. And moisture can lead to wood rot, floor joist problems, and also those musty and awful smells from the mold and mildew. They can cause health issues like runny nose, itchy eyes, or coughs. 50% of the air you breathe in your home comes from your crawl space, so you need to make sure it's taken care of, especially after a storm. 803-424-8380 is Canty's number. CantyCanFixIt.com is their website. And if you need some concrete work like concrete repair, concrete leveling, they can do that. They can do basement waterproofing, and they also offer commercial services. So get them out there. 803-424-8380 is the number to call, or you can visit them on the web at CantyCanFixIt.com.
We don't know what.
What are you listening to?
I don't know. It's something on ESPN. Cricket.
Okay.
Cricket. It's like the little thing at the top. There's some good cricket. Jen, it's not a bad idea. Hope says let's add to the wheel of agony free throw burpees.
That's not a bad idea. I want a basketball hoop out here. I just don't know.
I was just fake dribbling a basketball through the hallway there. I just need to get something I can dribble out there in the hallway.
See, basketball was not my thing. I have a sister who is a really good basketball player. That wasn't me. I was volleyball, softball, golf.
This is where also we need to have elements where only the winner gets out of the punishment.
Oh.
A one-on-one basketball game. Only the winner gets out of it.
I'd crushed you.
But I think we could modify it. Like bar 3 burpees are to me, a little bit better. I can do them better.
Bar 3 burpees?
Mm-hmm. Step. Yeah, I'll show you.
I'm afraid I'd shove this right into the end of the hour.
No, we don't combine. They're a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Well, but the one with Debbie, we broke at 7:28, or the one prior, we broke at 7:28. We didn't come back to like 7:34. I was like, man. Thank you to Debbie Antonelli for joining us. Great calls there that she was talking about. 24 hours, nothingbutnet.com, where you can go and check out her website. Fantastic event. 4th year for Debbie, shooting 100 free. Has to make 100 free throws in an hour. How long do you think? I started thinking about this, Patrick, when you asked her, and she said about 10 to 15 minutes. And I was in all seriousness, a pretty good free throw shooter. And still am. It's form. It's kind of rhythm. Like I've never really understood. I get the hand size thing for guys like Shaq, like trying to shoot free throws, and your hands a little bit different for the basketball. But I've always thought free throws were pretty easy. One of the easier things I could do athletically. How long do you think it would take you to make 100 free throws?
Half an hour.
Do you think half an hour?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking about, because she said 10, 15 minutes. That's moving at a pace.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would shoot them quickly, and I would be like borderline pop a shot. I'm not taking the dribbles and doing the full free throw routine.
See, I don't know.
I'm just banking on catching a rhythm and knocking down like 6 or 7 in a row, and then
kind of like the people who do the throwing the footballs at the football game. Trying to win the car.
The Dr. Pepper challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know the way I shoot free throws, and I've been working with Austin on this. We go out and shoot, and I'm a rhythm shoot. I don't think I could, like, in terms of one bounce shoot, I don't think I can just catch and shoot. Coach Bailey Harris would tell you that I can't shoot to save my.
I don't know.
Brett
about
Jones at
catch
Dutch
and
Fork
shoot.
would tell you the same thing, but Brett Jones is a lot meaner, by the way. If you see Brett out there, he and his brother Chad a lot more mean than Bailey Harris. Bailey at least would say things sarcastically to me about my shooting ability. He was kind of more of a Steve Spurrier-esque sarcastic comment about my shooting. Brett Jones, the now the head coach at Dutch Fork, would just tell me I was not a good shooter and tell me to not shoot. I think he told me that in a couple of games, to just not shoot at all, to just pass. But free throws, it's more of a catch, one bounce, bend knees, let go. I also wonder on your like stamina for this. I agree with Debbie, like. And we didn't have enough time, but I kind of wanted to get into like from midnight until like 6 a.m. Does she shoot 100 and go back and like sleep?
That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked about the sleep part of it. Like, do you sleep in extremely late on Saturday morning and then just take a all-time nap on Sunday?
I don't know.
I feel like she can't sleep during the event though.
I wonder how many of you out there, 803-404-6100, how long would it take you to make 100 free throws? Like, how long would it take for you to make 100 for an hour and a half, 2 hours? Like I don't know.
I would love for us to set up a way to do it, but outdoor free throws are much harder than indoor free throws. It's so much harder shooting outside.
She's shooting outdoor free throws. She's not in a gym. She's in her driveway, and you can go to the 24 hours nothing but net website.
Maybe she's like fully dialed in on that hoop, but it's hard to shoot outside.
She's also got and I forget what she called it. I've always called it the Papa shot, where it just comes right back to you. You know, it shoots and it just comes right back to you and you shoot. One anonymous texter says they loved playing for Brett. He must have been a lot nicer to you than he was to me.
He's the Dr. Dish.
The Dr. Dish?
That's what
I'm just kidding. Brett Jones was a great JV coach for me. He was a great guy. I'm still glad to say I know him and think he's done a great job at Dutch Fork. I had a lot of great coaches, he and Bailey Harris. Dr. Dish, yeah, but it just comes back, and I wonder if you just catch, and she's kind of almost more of jump shots than free throws.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, if she's going to make like 90% of them, then it doesn't really matter what pace you're going at.
True.
If she knows she's just going to knock them down every time, it really doesn't matter.
True that. A man who knows a whole bunch about free throws and is the free throw expert of this program, Chris Deering, will join us next. And we got a special guest at 8:30.
Peter Candela, head coach of the lacrosse team, Gamecock Lacrosse, will join us at 8:30.
They're playing for a national championship this weekend. We'll catch up with him at 8:30. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Yeah.
But I'd rather you take the time to get if any production needs to be done now than the promo. I'm not worried about it.
For what?
We can do it if you're done with everything, if you're good, but don't feel like that's something that we need to do.
The weekend promos are also always. Talking about South Carolina, though.
What?
Rick.
Oh, all right. Promo 3, 2, 1. After a long weekend of watching playoffs, we'll return on Monday morning. And I don't know what we'll talk about, Patrick, because it's Friday morning right now at 8 a.m. and we'll have to figure something out. But we got plenty of time to do it. What's your plans for the weekend?
I'm going to go see Doctor Strange and watch a lot of lacrosse. Maybe we'll be celebrating a national championship on Monday. We can only hope.
There is a lacrosse national championship game that we'll talk about, and we'll get into that. Jen, your plans for the weekend?
A little bit of yard work, a little bit of top golf.
Ooh, we will discuss yard work, lacrosse, and top golf.
I'll have a new haircut, too.
And Patrick has a new haircut. You get all of that great information Monday morning. We'll see you then. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
I don't know what this means.
Then we wouldn't talk about them.
What if they sucked?
No, we wouldn't talk about
We
them.
wouldn't talk what?
So we don't talk about baseball right now.
We don't talk about like any of the club sports that are terrible.
That's true. I don't even know what Wordle in 5, by the way, means.
Means it took him the maximum amount of attempts.
Oh, you get 5 max attempts?
No, Danny. It's happened one time. The Division I game is just too competitive, and there's not enough teams in the pro game.
All right.
I did like that Travis tweeted and said he ended up watching the game. He spent $30 on it, which I appreciate.
Oh, did he? He watched?
He tweeted yesterday and said, what did he say? Where's this tweet? Found myself locked into the Carolina Club lacrosse and watched them beat BYU. Now I'm invested. So ready for Saturday.
There you go. Hope, Roger.
Yeah, whatever.
Much like TikTok, I won't get into Wordle until another 5 years.
I stopped playing Wordle.
We got an invitation. You want to find out about our free throw skills? Got an invitation. Good buddy John Combs over at Westwood High School says they'll be happy to host the early game crew at Westwood one day to video and time how long it'll take each of us to make 100 free throws.
That would be fun. And we could try out a couple strategies. I think I would be a volume guy.
A volume guy?
Yeah, like I don't think I'm going to lock in and take a couple dribbles and try to just knock them down efficiently. I think I'm going to throw them up at a
high
pretty
rate.
Yeah.
Okay, so your percentage would be
and I
kind of
might
low.
switch to granny style in the middle. Because I think that's actually an effective way. It actually does save your energy a little bit.
John, you might want to start keeping track of who comes to voluntary workouts and who doesn't, and whoever it misses the most is in charge of keeping stats. That's their punishment, is that they have to keep track of stats. They could be there for a while, keeping track of Patrick's. I feel like I would be
I'm
okay.
good at granny style shots.
I feel like I'd be okay. I feel like I could make. I feel like out of making 100. I could. What is 100 out of? What is making 100 out of 125? What percentage is that? I feel like I could shoot 85% from the line. I feel like that this is where I shine is free throws with nothing mattering at all. I feel like I could make 85%. So I don't know what that would, how many attempts that means I would have to.
I don't know.
Can either of you arrive at that number quickly?
I gotta get out a calculator though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get to the bottom of that. Yeah, we'll definitely take up John Combs on that. Head out to Westwood High School one day for a free throw competition this coming summer as we get to that. Jen, you get that number before we get to Chris Deering?
My calculator broke.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is not a show for
Don't
kids.
ask number questions.
Yeah, if you're heading to school this morning and you want to learn about math, you need to flip over to basically any other program that's out there. 803-404-6100 if you want to weigh in this morning and be a part of the program. We go out to the Love Chevy phone lines for a man who's a part each and every Friday. Chris Deering joining us now, State Newspaper, Prep Red Zone Network. And Chris, all right, how long would it take you to make 100 free throws?
I'm not even going there, Bill. It used to be not that long, but right now it might take a little while. So, but when you guys go out to Westwood, I'd like to go out there and take up that challenge with you.
We will include everybody. Just be so John Combs get the gym ready. We're bringing the early game crew. We'll all be out there and have a really good time. Let's get to it's the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week, sponsored by Corley Pools, as they do each and every week. We're appreciative of Tracy Corley and them for joining us. John, it is state championship weekend for a couple different sports. Or excuse me, Chris, I'm looking at John Combs' text messages. I'm trying to do two things at once, and I'm doing a very good job of it. State championship weekend. Let's start with soccer. Got a couple Midlands teams, Chapin, Brooklyn Casey, and Gray Collegiate, all participating for state championships this weekend in soccer.
Yeah, got one in 2A, one in 3A, and one in 5A. Big season for the soccer teams around the Columbia area this year. Chapin, they won that region. They went to the playoffs, made it to the championship. They'll play Riverside Saturday night at Irmo High School. And then Brooklyn Casey will play Daniel today, actually, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Brooklyn Casey is defending state champion. Really good team, high-scoring team. They got probably one of the best strikers in the state. He probably is the best striker in the state. The Eduardo Membrero kid, he's really good. And then Gray Collegiate's going for their first boys state championship. They'll play Christ Church Saturday, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on how the earlier games go. Went over to Gray Collegiate earlier this week in their semifinal game against Andrew Jackson. It ended up going to PKs. It was really competitive, really highly contested. There was fans thrown out during the game, but it was a good soccer match. And Kevin Heisey has been around a long time. He was a long-time coach at Brooklyn Casey. He's taken over that Gray program and got them in their first state championship. Kevin's never won a state title, but he's been there 3 or 4 times now, and this might be a good chance to get one this year finally for Kevin Heisey.
Real quick, I don't know if they have anything that's similar to, what is it, the Sears Cup in college athletics. Every time we've gotten to a state championship, we've talked Gray Collegiate. Football, basketball, now you're talking soccer. If you had to, around the state, if you had to say who has, and maybe I'm putting you on the spot with this, who has the best athletic program, it seems Gray Collegiate has done a good job with that. I mean, we're constantly talking about them as a whole, across all athletics, of putting teams in state championships.
Well, yeah, and just to add on to that their baseball opened the Upper State Championship Series last night. It's a double elimination 4-team bracket. They won 3-0, so they're in a winner's bracket game on Saturday. Their softball team will open play tonight in the Upper State bracket. So yeah, I mean, I think they do actually have, and I cannot think what it's called right now, Bill, but they actually do a rankings like this and compile, where you finish in the state, and each at the end of the year they give out for each classification. And in 2A, I don't know that anybody can top what Gray has done this year. It'd be interesting to see when those rankings do come out. And I know a couple of years ago we used to do it for the state paper. This was before Lou came on board, and I was doing a lot more with those guys. And I do remember AC Floor won it here locally a couple of times. Lexington won it. So it's just an all-over athletic program, because you can't just have the big football, baseball, basketball win. You got to win in other sports, and that's what they're looking at. And I think the Gray cheerleading team did well. So I think Gray's been really good this year across the board. And I know that's probably going to spark a little bit of controversy out there with a lot of people. And can they recruit? Can they not recruit? I'm not really going to get into that whole conversation. All I can tell you is they play by the rules of the high school league, and they are winning in a lot of sports right now.
What I took away from that was that the state paper was doing a lot of great things until Lou Bezjak showed up, and then all of a sudden he's too busy taking naps and worrying about his next meal than ranking teams. The work you have to put up with. It's kind of like dealing with Reggie Anderson around here when Reggie calls in. It's unbelievable.
Lou and Reggie are very comparable. I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Let's talk a little softball. We talked a little soccer. Move over to softball. You mentioned Gray Collegiate. Lexington and Chapin also still involved in the playoffs.
Yep, Lexington will play Wando tonight in the lower state. Like I said, softball is just getting started in the 14 double elimination part of it. And Chapin will go on the road to Somerville. Lexington will be at home tonight. Gilbert's also in it. They're playing at home against Aner. And then, like I said, we've already mentioned Gray Collegiate. They're playing Crescent, who probably, when you talk high school softball in the state of South Carolina, Crescent's probably the standard. They've won it's north of 15 state championships, I'm pretty certain. I don't know what the correct number is, but that'd be a big challenge for Gray tonight to see what they can do with Crescent. And so that would be a good matchup. And yeah, got a lot of teams playing. The Skeezer tournament's down in Sumter right now. They just got started yesterday. They will get into a best-of-3 series after they play this round-robin thing this weekend. And so a lot of things going on right now in the Midlands sports-wise. Baseball, I'm sure we're getting ready to touch on baseball next. Baseball in the Midlands, we have a ton of teams still playing, and it'll be an interesting week coming up next week.
He's Chris Deering, joining us as he does each and every week. The Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. Corley Pools, give them a call for all your pool solution needs, 803-445-8109. Flat rate pricing, including all of the chemicals. It's the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. Yeah, you mentioned it, baseball. What's taking place now as we head toward the end? Hard to believe, Chris, we're sitting here in the middle of May. Before you know it, we'll be talking high school football here in just a few months. But as we head toward the end of the high school season. Your thoughts on the high school baseball playoffs?
Well, maybe the most shocking thing that happened last night is a team we've talked about all year long, and one I've considered the favorite all year is Blythewood. Got beat by T.L. Hanna 2-1, and so that puts them in the losers bracket. And in this double elimination format, they'll have to win. Excuse me, they have to win Saturday in an elimination game. They'll have to win Monday in an elimination game, and then they will have to go on the road Wednesday to whoever's undefeated still in the bracket. And if they want to win it, they have to win twice. So they got to win 4 games over the next, 5 or 6 days, and that's hard to do. Some teams did it in the district format of the playoffs, and so it's not impossible, but it does put you in a little bit of a bind when you get in that losers bracket early. But I expect that Blythewood team, they're 28-2 now. They hadn't lost but 2 games all year. I expect them to bounce back. They're playing an elimination game Saturday against Boiling Springs. And then on the other side of 5A, Lexington beat Chapin last night, 8-2. Nathan Hall, the Clemson commit, had 2 home runs. And Lexington will go to Berkeley tomorrow in a game at 2:00. And there's probably more out there, but just because I'm sort of closer to those 2 programs than a lot. Lexington has their prom Saturday night, and so they wanted to play early. Well, Berkeley has their prom tonight, and they wanted to play later in the day, so they compromised on a 2:00 start time. And it'd be interesting is how is the team coming off the prom, or how is the team looking forward to the prom gonna handle that situation tomorrow? So that's in 5A. 4A, we have AC4 and Airport. They both got rained out last night. Dreer did get their game in against Eastside. Eastside beat them 10-4, so Dreer will be in an elimination game on Saturday. Flora and Airport, they don't play each other, but they will play tonight to get back on track. And then Brooklyn Casey, we talked about them a good bit this year. Really good baseball team. They beat Hanahan last night 6-1, and they'll play Oceanside Collegiate on Saturday at home. And Oceanside beat Gilbert last night 17-4. So Oceanside has been a really good team. I know Gray and Oceanside played earlier this year, and it was a 1-0 game. So I expect that to be a good game for Brooklyn Casey. And then, like I said, we talked about Gray Collegiate already. Their pitcher last night, Brent Stooks, threw a no-hitter, hit the first batter of the game, ended up picking him off first base, and then retired the next 20 in a row. So that was a pretty good outing for Brent Stooks. He had 2 of the RBIs in the 3-0 win. So Gray Collegiate will be playing Chesterfield on Saturday. So a lot of teams in the Midlands still in the winners bracket. You got a couple in the losers bracket, but that don't mean that they can't make a run and still get to the state championship series. And I know Lou and I talked yesterday. I expect to be out every night next week somewhere for baseball, softball, or something. So it'll be interesting. And we got track championships next week, and we'll circle back one time to soccer because I don't want to leave these guys out. You got the SCISA championships this weekend as well over at Cardinal Newman. The Hammond girls will play Pinewood Prep, and Cardinal Newman and Hammond, who we know that's a pretty good rivalry right there. They'll play each other. They split the 2 regular season matches, so they'll play the state championship Saturday night about 6:30.
Chris, we appreciate it. I know you are taking another vacation. Sounds like you're down in Charleston enjoying a nice weekend. So we will let you get back to enjoying what should be a beautiful day down there. And we look forward to catching up with you next week as we wrap up the high school season. Just what is it? About 2 weeks left before everything wraps up? Or we go huh?
Yeah, about 2 weeks. The last sport that I think crown a state championship this year will be baseball. And like I said, when you get to the championship game, it'll be the best two out of 3. Yep. They start on the 21st and they go through the 28th. So we might have games on the 28th, we might not, but that's the latest the season can go as May 28th.
Tony from Chapin weighs in real quick. Says Chapin sports football went postseason, baseball, basketball, soccer, boys and girls, softball, and track, and cheer won 5A. So congrats to Chapin for their athletic programs as well. Chris, we'll catch up with you next week. Enjoy your weekend, buddy, and try and get some relaxation before you have to come back and deal with, Lou, I feel bad for you. Glad I have my job and not have to deal with Lou like you do.
Well, that's very true. But all in all, Lou does a great job, and I think everybody out there knows that. And so it makes my job as what I do a lot easier as the guy looking from the outside in. And So we all do appreciate what Lou does.
I do like Lou. He makes me feel tall, so I do enjoy him. So appreciate Lou. Appreciate everything he does. Appreciate everything you do, buddy. Enjoy your weekend. We'll catch up next week.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you guys next weekend.
Take care. Follow him on Twitter at cdeering82 is the way to do that. Thank you to Corley Pools for being the official sponsor of the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. You can give them a phone call. Flat rate pricing, including all the chemicals, 803-445-8109. Get Tracy Corley and his team out to your house today to keep that pool maintained so you're ready to jump in and enjoy it. 803-445-8109. That's Corley Pool Solutions, official sponsor of the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. We'll come back. We'll touch on a couple topics, and we've got lacrosse discussion. South Carolina fans, you've got a national championship you're playing for this weekend. It is the Lacrosse National Championship Club.
27 hours.
27 hours. Wait,
26 hours and 44 minutes.
Start tailgating now is what I would advise you. Start getting ready. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game. So what I'm about to tell you is actually legitimately true. I think this is the first weekend since like last August that I have absolutely nothing to do. Like no South Carolina football, no soccer for Austin, no cheer for Ansley, no basketball for Austin. There's not Christmas or New Year's. Both fell on the weekend this year. There's not like the Masters and Easter. This is the first weekend I've actually had nothing to do. I could literally not get out of my bed starting really at about 9:30 when I make it back home this morning until Monday morning. And with a Sleep Number bed, I may actually not get out of bed starting this afternoon. I may lay in bed all weekend because a Sleep Number bed, not only is it comfortable, I get proven quality sleep each and every night. How about this? Sleep IQ data shows sleepers who use their 360 smart bed technology get almost 30 more minutes of restful sleep per night. That's 170 hours per year. And this weekend, I may take full advantage of that with the Sleep Number bed. You can do the same. I put the Sleep Number setting on 45. I'm telling you what, it's going to be a fantastic weekend. You think when I DoorDash that they'll bring it directly upstairs to the bedroom?
And you got to pay extra for that.
Do you? A little extra tip. Bring a little extra. Just leave the front door. Just tell them the front door is unlocked. Bring the food on up. That's what the Sleep Number bed. So comfortable, may not get out. Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every great day starts the night before. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's weekend special during their Memorial Day sale. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed Queen. Now only $1,999 plus free premium home delivery when you add a base. But this deal ends Monday, so you got to get to a Sleep Number store today, tomorrow, Sunday, even Monday. 2 to choose from, one in Irmo on Harbison Boulevard across from Buffalo Wild Wings, the other in Columbia, 2 Notch Road across from Sand Hills Mall. I'm telling you what, you don't want to miss it. It is the Memorial Day sale. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed Queen. Now only $1,999 plus free premium delivery when you add a base. So make the switch to Sleep Number today and find out what a great night of sleep is truly like.
I was thinking of the dodgeball line, trying to think of what he said before. Usually you got to pay extra for that, Cotton. It was he said, looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1, a menage a trois of pain. Usually you got to pay extra for that, Cotton. Young Jason Bateman. He was caught, or what was that? It was, I can't remember what his name was. Cotton was the professional guy, and then Jason Bateman's character was dodgeball.
What do you mean his character was? Cotton was a professional guy.
He played Pepper. It was Cotton and Pepper.
The
Pepper Brooks.
Pepper Brooks. Pepper Brooks is the play-by-play, and Cotton is
He- Cotton's the play-by-play. Pepper's the color.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Jason Bateman is actually Pepper.
Yeah, he's Pepper Brooks.
He was like the dodgeball, former dodgeball.
Yeah, with the spiked hair, it was like clearly high. Yeah. Dodgeball's very underrated. I don't think so, Travis. Maryland's definitely one of the oldest programs in Division One. I assumed that they were one of the first teams. Actually, I'll look that up though. It's been a discussion for years. I would love to see. Definitely love to see the SEC pick up lacrosse. I don't know if it'll be able to happen. Matching up the scholarships with Title IX in place is tough because to add a non-revenue sport like lacrosse, you'd probably have to add multiple non-revenue women's sports as well, and just makes things difficult.
What was Ben Stiller's wife name? Christine.
Christine Taylor. They're back together.
Oh, are they? I thought
They separated in 2017, and they've gotten back together after COVID. They rekindled their. That's good news. Back in February.
Well, that's good for them. Good for those.
How about that?
Your buddy's calling in.
We're gonna call him. Do you want to do it now? Yeah.
I'll make this one. We'll just make this one real short, and then we'll call that way. We'll give him.
Peter Candela. I'll send you his number again.
Peter Candela.
Candela.
I'll let you. You'll kind of control it.
Do you want me to write it down?
No. I'll let you just kind of. I'll. Tonight, Founders Park, South Carolina and Kentucky. You know, it's hard to really get into a full-on discussion about it, Patrick, because the most likely thing is, you go like, well, they lost to USC Upstate. It probably eliminates them. How shocked would you be if they sweep this series and then we're having to talk about it a little bit next week, only for them to go to Florida and and below that series and then be completely eliminated? I'm not sure. John Whittle, according to John Whittle, when I had him on Monday, South Carolina's projected to make the SEC tournament, but you get swept by Kentucky or you lose 2 of 3, you put yourself in a precarious situation. And So we're not even really talking NCAA tournament right now. You're fighting for your life to get into the SEC tournament.
No, I actually 100% expect them to sweep this weekend.
Do you?
Yeah, and we're gonna come in here, and you're gonna start the show and be like, "So does this give you any hope that they just swept Kentucky?" And I'm gonna say, "No, no, not whatsoever. This is exactly what they do, and it's what they've done all season. They're gonna sweep Kentucky. They're gonna go to Florida. They'll probably take one game. They'll go 1-2, and they'll either be one of the last teams into the SEC tournament or not make it at all, and that'll be it. They'll get bounced early."
They need to play well tonight. You look at it, the opening nights have been really a struggle for them. Last week, they got beat 16-4. They did knock off Alabama at home 6-5, but prior to that, they lost to Auburn on the, I say opening because some of the games have been on a Thursday night. Alabama was on a Thursday night. But Auburn, the opening game of that series, they lost 6-3. The Mississippi game on a Thursday night again, 9-1. The Georgia game, they lost 3-2 on opening night. They did beat Missouri on opening night. They lost to Vanderbilt 10-0 on a maybe it's a Thursday thing, 10-0 on a Thursday night, and of course got beat 8-3 by Tennessee. So opening night in the Texas series, they lost 9-5 in the first game. That was on a Saturday, and then the doubleheader on Sunday. So you look at it, the opening game of the series has been a struggle. You've got to win tonight though to just not put your back against the wall going into Saturday and Sunday. And that's kind of where South Carolina's at, Patrick, in terms of don't put any more pressure on yourself than you already have if you're trying to accomplish anything postseason.
Well,
related.
I just think at this point in the year, the season is not going well. You're playing for your teammates. You're playing for each other. You're playing to just leave a positive taste in your mouth no matter what happens at the end of the year. There's nothing to lose at this point is the way I would look at it. I wouldn't see it as pressure. We got to win all of our games. Just take it one game at a time. Have fun playing baseball. You're playing Division I baseball in the SEC. You'll be at Founders Park at home. You'll be sleeping in your own bed. Just go out there, have fun, and try to win the game and just take it day by day at this point. Because really, if you try and break it down to this is what we need to do to make the tournament, you're just going to stress yourself out and you probably end up playing worse. So no, just leave it all out there and just play baseball. Like that's all you can do at this point. You're only playing for each other and for respect at this point.
Just looking. So it's senior weekend. They'll honor Saturday. Tomorrow will be senior day.
Play for your seniors.
It'll be senior day. I was just looking. John Gilreath committed to South Carolina. I wasn't even on this rate. I'll be here 6 years in July. I've been here for 6 years. John Gilreath, I interviewed him on a previous radio station I was on. Because he's part of it. Gilreath is not actually that old. It just goes to show you he just turned 22 back on March 10th. But I was just looking. He's one of the 5 seniors who will be honored tomorrow over at Founders Park on Senior Day. Brant Belk, Parker Coyne, Andrew Eister, John Gilreath, and Cam Tringali will all be honored before the game. The lineup for the weekend, Brett Thomas will get the start tonight against Austin Strickland. Strickland for Kentucky, 2-2 on the season with a 7.13 ERA. He's only thrown 17 2/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Noah Hall will throw tomorrow for South Carolina. Will Sanders will take the mound on a Sunday. 803-404-6100. We'll come back. South Carolina, not just baseball this weekend. There is a lacrosse national championship on the line.
We're a lacrosse school and a lacrosse state now.
The lacrosse. We have covered a lot of areas this morning. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game. True story. Never picked up a lacrosse stick. Not even familiar with the rules at all. What I do know about lacrosse, I probably need to be in decent shape, like not have any joint pain, back problems, neck pain, legs, ankles. You get the point. Probably got to be in some good shape for that. So QC Kinetics, once again, would be there to rescue me. They can do it for you if you're just trying to live the best summer you've lived. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 803-281-6860. No drugs, no steroids, no downtime. No surgery. That's right. QC Kinetics can get you back to living the life you want to live using their natural biologic treatment that helps repair growth factors, restore and repair damaged tissue. It's exciting stuff, and you need to call today for a free consultation. 803-281-6860. Get that free consultation. Again, powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics right here in the Midlands. You don't even have to travel anywhere. So call QC Kinetics today. 803-281-6860. Find out for yourself and make this the best summer that you've had by using QC Kinetics for any joint pain you're currently suffering through. 803-281-6860. That's QC Kinetics.
I don't even know how to answer this question. What is the difference between lacrosse and rugby? I don't know. What's the difference between football and baseball?
Yeah, lacrosse has got sticks.
Yeah, you play with
Let's
a
start with that.
You score goals. Rugby is like football without pads, and
I do know the Rugby World Cup
no
is
play
coming to
play
America
clock.
in 2031.
We were good when I played. I played 1 year. I played in 2015, and we were good. I think we lost in the conference finals that year, but it was always. I think there's more. I think there's actually a lot more parity in the sport now because there were looking at the bracket. South Carolina was a 7 seed. Georgia Tech was the 8 seed. But yeah, we were good. It was like us, Virginia Tech, and Liberty were the top teams in our conference. We completely destroyed Clemson when I was here. Clemson stunk. I think we knew it.
I didn't know it.
Or Jen knew it.
No, I yeah, I think she's Tanya. I'm sure it'll thrill him that we will talk
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse, and then hold him for the final segment. But we're going to do that. Who is Sure, Michael? 8:35 on a Friday the 13th. We have been all over the map this morning. We have covered hot dogs. We have covered hockey. We have covered soccer. We have covered South Carolina baseball. We've talked NFL scheduling. Debbie Antonelli's 24 hours, nothing but net. Thank you to her for joining us. Jen's done a phenomenal job, by the way. You can go to Jen's Twitter account at Jen Jensen Morse is the way to do that. And she has got up everything from this morning, including that great interview with Debbie Antonelli on the 24 hours, nothing but net, raising money for the Special Olympics, where you can go and donate and listen to her. We move on to another field that we like to cover. Patrick?
Yep, we are in my ballpark now. We're joined by Peter Candela, head coach of Gamecocks men's lacrosse team, who are going to be playing for the national championship tomorrow. Peter, how you doing? And
I'm great. I'm great, Pat. How you doing?
Good. It's 7:36 for you, right?
It is 7:36 for me.
Okay, so 10 a.m. tomorrow is the game, local time, right, for you in Central Time?
That'll be Central Time. That's correct.
Okay, so 11 a.m. because I have been confused by this. I got confused by it yesterday. I was thinking that the Clemson game and your game were going to be 10 a.m. and 12:45. But so 11 o'clock tomorrow, they moved it up 30 minutes against Georgia Tech. So just real quick, why don't you give us a little recap of how things have been going in Round Rock? I think it was Arizona, then Liberty, a rematch, and then BYU. Kind of recap the journey here for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So first round, like you said, Pat, we wouldn't take on Arizona. They got a at-large bid, so the boys came in, and we didn't actually the scorebook. The table wasn't actually working, so the guys were just kind of playing and not really knowing what the score was. And at halftime, the referee told us it was 10-2, and we're like, all right, so we're rolling pretty well. And it just kind of kept going from there, and won that game 18-10, and then moved on to Liberty, like you said. Lost to them earlier on in the season, in the regular season. So it was great to come back and get a little revenge tour right there for that one. And they're always a good team and a hard out. And then this last one we played BYU. They like to call themselves the defending national champions, but we didn't have a national championship last year at all. It was just an invitational. Not all the teams were in it. So the Gamecocks had to show them who the defending national champs was. We got a nice victory there, and we're ready to take Georgia Tech on.
So, chip on your shoulder. Were you guys a little insulted by the number 7 ranking? That seemed low.
Oh yeah. So we always get that. I think end of the year they put us up at number 4, I believe, or somewhere right around there. But yeah. So I think after we won our conference championship, and we were still number 7 after beating the number 5 team and the number 7 team on the way to be there. We did have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, but I think when we came to Round Rock, we made it a point to prove that, and I think we did.
Joined by Peter Candela, head coach of South Carolina men's lacrosse. They'll be playing for the national championship against Georgia Tech tomorrow at 11 a.m. Were you bummed that you didn't get to meet up with Clemson? Did you want to play Clemson, or are you just happy to see them lose no matter what?
It's a love-hate relationship, right? I'm pretty sure that I hate the color orange in every facet. But there's a couple guys on that team that I coached when they were in high school, and I know some of the coaches from playing men's league and stuff over the summer. They're actually really good guys, and so I would have loved to have seen them in the championship game. Have a nice little Palmetto Cup bowl right at the end of the year there. But it's just going to show like the level of lacrosse in South Carolina is really growing.
Yeah, it would have been cool for the state, and it is cool for the region either way. That Georgia Tech is also the matchup here, good for the Southeast. What do we know about Georgia Tech?
So this will be the 3rd time we've seen them. Regular season, they got us, and we saw them in our conference championship, and we went and beat them 17-15. They're a good team. They're composed, a little bit young, and they're pretty disciplined. But when the Gamecocks are running wild, it's really hard to stop us.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I don't want to jinx you, Peter. But your last loss was to Georgia Tech back on March 18th. If I'm counting correctly, you guys have won 13 straight. That's probably, is that okay in lacrosse? Like
that's usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. And you're right. You guys got them back there. I was looking at that. Yeah, you're 1-1 against them. What did you take away from those 2 games that you'll use tomorrow?
The biggest thing is that, I've said this all season, it's really all about us. We really don't worry about too much what other teams are doing, because we know that when we're hitting on all cylinders and we're doing all the little things correct, we're just a tough out, tough from top down.
Peter, I got to admit, you were on with Patrick, the day that I was out, so I don't know how in depth y'all went on this program. South Carolina lacrosse, obviously not a what's the official term, because it's not a varsity sport, it's club sport. But you guys are really good at this program. I was looking, I think back in 2019, y'all were 21-2. You're 16-3 this year. I just mentioned 13 straight wins, but I was looking at the schedule. You guys, it's not like you play regional. You were in Lynchburg, Virginia. You traveled out to Phoenix, Arizona. You've been in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, LaGrange, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida. Now you're in Round Rock. How does this work? How do y'all make this operation work? And how have y'all built this program? Because this isn't, you guys, this is a really, really good program you guys have that I don't think people are aware of.
Right. Honestly, it really started with the team in 2018. We had an undefeated regular season, made it to the national tournament, first time doing that, and then making it to the second round of the national tournament and going out. And that group kind of really started the trend that we were on. These boys really fund everything themselves. They pay for everything. The parents chip in, and it's just been really great to see. And I think the group of guys that we've been getting are, one, they're great lacrosse players, but two, they're just great guys in general, and it makes it a family. And I think that's what helped build the program to where it's at right now. And MTLA play for the national tournament play, we're 9-1. It's just a crazy stat line.
That is wild. And have you guys, I mean, I've seen it on Twitter. I don't know if you guys have felt it, the support from the actual university now. And I saw, was it Shelly Smith? Did she send over some pizzas to you? Is that what was going on?
Yes. Yeah. Shelly and Jamie, they're awesome. They support the lacrosse program so much. Their son Braden is a lacrosse player in Columbia, South Carolina at AC Flora High School. And, Jamie reached out to me and said, Coach, anything we can do, we're rooting for you. So they bought us some pizzas one night, and then he texted me the next day and said, great win. I'm really superstitious. So do I need to buy you pizzas again?
Maybe they should. Although I don't know if you want to eat pizza with a 10 a.m. game looming. I'm not so
not
sure
for breakfast. Early bedtimes tonight. Early bedtimes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They moved our time up because it's been so hot here, the heat index. I've just been trying to move the game up so we're not playing in the middle of the heat.
How are the digs, by the way? I had to Google Round Rock. I didn't realize it was so close to Austin. What is the area like? What's that place like?
Yeah, it's right around like 25, 30 minutes outside of Austin. It's a nice, quiet little town. It's got a little area in there. So luckily we've stayed at this hotel, this Comfort Inn and Suites here, or excuse me, it's a Holiday Inn Express, and I'm actually in the hallway right now. There's just lacrosse bags lined on our entire floor. It's been really nice. The facilities were unbelievable. They've done a great job with kind of getting all the teams in here, and love seeing two East Coast teams battling it out for the championship.
Just to point out, yeah, you mentioned it. It's not like y'all have been playing. You play schools people would be familiar with. Georgia Tech, obviously, who played Amara in the national championship. Florida State, you've played Georgia, you've played West Virginia, Alabama, Vanderbilt. I should point out you went on the road to historic Riggs Field. It's more like our field. And you guys beat Clemson up there 14-13 back on Thursday, April 14th. Congratulations on that. You've played again Auburn. You've made trips to Florida. You've played Florida. A lot of schools out there that people would recognize. Just your final thoughts, though, as you get ready tomorrow and what your guys need to do to bring home a national championship in lacrosse.
Yeah, so our guys, we do a really good job of preparing, and I think the biggest part of our preparation is us being together and enjoying each other's company. And this whole run has been, we don't want to go home and we don't want to end our trip together because we just enjoy being around each other's company. So the more, like I said, it's a family, and the more we want each other's company, the better we play.
Well, we wish you luck. I know a lot of people are on board. We've had some people watching lacrosse for the first time, and any chance to cheer for a national championship, our listeners and our fans are all about it. So good luck tomorrow, and we will share the live stream link and all that stuff. So hopefully people can watch it and tune in. And you want to share any of the social media handles or anything like that before we get you off?
Yeah, so our Twitter is at Cox Lacrosse, and then our Instagram is Gamecocks Lacrosse. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate everyone, watching and rooting for us. And it's been huge having you guys promote us on your show, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. Bring home another championship, and we'll be cheering for you. Appreciate it, Peter.
Thanks, fellas. We'll do. Take care.
That's Peter Candela, head coach of South Carolina men's lacrosse. Again, 11 a.m. tomorrow, playing for the national title. So we will wrap up the show when we come back. It's 8:45 on a Friday. You're listening to the early game, 107.5 The Game.
I agree with Travis. Win tomorrow, and then start the chant. We want Maryland.
We want Maryland. Yeah. Maybe the greatest team in the history of the sport.
That's right. Oh, man. Good show. Very.
Yeah, I'm.
Four just kind of random.
I do hope the YouTube free stream pops back up tomorrow.
The free stream?
Yeah, I mean, Travis. It looks like Travis found a free stream somehow.
Did I not just okay? Did I not just stop that? There you go. Send him that link. I'm tired and I have a headache. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago. And know what movie?
What?
The song that I was just singing.
I don't think I know.
Show me the way to go home, 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 home. Tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone straight to my head. Ba-doom, boom, boom. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and... Does anybody know the movie? Can anybody name the movie? It's a very, very popular movie. Jaws, very good, Travis. Look at that. Travis is a... Yeah, that was when Richard Dreyfuss is singing on the boat, and then Jaws starts slamming into the side of the boat, and the light goes out. Very good, Travis. You get a clap today. Good job. Good job.
I did realize I looked at Round Rock. I was wondering if it was almost worth me driving up there since we'll be in Austin and we'll be close, but I don't think so.
DJ on the text line says lacrosse is awesome. I'd love to see Carolina pick it up as a varsity sport and play against the likes of Duke, Maryland, Virginia, John Hopkins, UNC. Do you think we could be competitive in lacrosse?
Yeah.
You do?
Certainly. Yeah. The sport is growing way faster than the universities can keep it up. What are you trying to figure out how much time we're gonna have? Yeah. Now the sport's growing at the youth level way faster than colleges are adding programs, so the talent level is getting ridiculous. I think that Maryland actually is the best team of all time right now, just because every team in Division I is better than they used to be, because kids have been playing lacrosse since they're young, and it's just a much higher level sport right now. So if a SEC school added it, kids would be pumped to come play at USC. There's already so many Maryland and Jersey kids here. Like this Gamecocks team is loaded up with Northeastern kids. Kids would love to come play in the SEC.
I wonder what we've done. Lacrosse and lacrosse hockey the two main club sports right now?
Yeah, I would say so. From what I've seen, because they're the next two biggest sports that aren't varsity sports.
I mean, I guess hockey would be cool to make a varsity sport, but I think it just wouldn't be feasible here. You wouldn't.
So expensive, the rink upkeep and things like that.
Yeah, but lacrosse, I mean, you could.
I mean, Maryland plays in their football stadium.
Well, you
got Stone. They'd probably play in Stone.
Yeah, you can play at Stone Stadium.
The biggest problem is you either need to cut a men's sport or add probably two more non-revenue women's sports.
I mean, I hate to say it like this. You've got so much money that's supposed to be coming in from the television.
Yeah. I'd love to see them add just both lacrosses. Men's and women's lacrosse. Florida women's lacrosse is a powerhouse. There's way more women's Division I teams than men's. Men's, there's only like mid 60s, 60 something. Yeah.
Kind of ask you that when we come back, see how long Gamecock 30 takes. Oh no!
Satisfy your wishes online.
miss the other ones?
I got one of them. They just keep coming in. If you only get one.
I think we got.
See, Under Armour should be a good element because they're Maryland based.
Did we get them blocked?
Nope.
Can I not block that one?
There we go.
Show me the way to go home. Busy show. Anything you've missed this morning, you can go to Jen's Twitter account at Jen Jensen Morse and check out all the great interviews that she has put up for us, whether it was Jason Gilliam talking a little Soda City Soccer Club this morning, Chris Deering talking the Corley Pools high school highlights of the week. You've also just had Peter Candela
right.
talking lacrosse for South Carolina. We'll get into that a little bit more here in just a second. We'll get out to the Love Chevy phone lines, but I want to get more into that with Patrick because we were having an off-air discussion on the live stream about the competitiveness if South Carolina made it a varsity sport. But you can go hear all those interviews, and of course the one today with Debbie Antonelli on a great thing she's doing, 24 hours nothing but net. You can hear all of that. So we've had a busy program. Jen, it wouldn't be an early game show without a little bit of Gamecock Larry. So let's get to Gamecock Larry. We've had everybody else on. Why not Gamecock Larry? Larry, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. One senior on the baseball team that's not a starting pitcher or a transfer portal. And I think that senior, I'm not sure, but I think he was Holbrook's incoming freshman of the year he got fired. So one senior. And I don't think he's got about two seniors for next year. Where is the recruiting been? This coach is not a coach for the Gamecocks. He needs to go, and he needs to go today. Pack him up. Skip him out.
What's the prediction for the lacrosse?
I don't know. He got to go.
Lacrosse.
No recruiting.
He's gonna.
We go in. We in the world of hurt. It's gonna take us 4 years to catch up. Go Gamecock.
It's like I wasn't even here. The Gamecock Larry segment. I wasn't even a part of it. I was just
up. Yeah.
It was. Wanted a lacrosse prediction.
You don't need to add anything. You get the point.
What do you think about lacrosse? He's not the coach. Legitimate question here. We got about 3 minutes left. There's going to be some television money coming in, we assume, for South Carolina in the next few years. I was asking you. A couple people were asking on the Buford on the live stream. Lacrosse is a massively growing sport. We talked about that as it pertains to soccer, and Travis cracked us up a little bit on the live stream and said, "Let's win this championship and then demand we want Maryland." South Carolina, though, if they added lacrosse because of the way the sport is growing, you think that's a sport South Carolina could become nationally competitive in pretty quickly.
Immediately, yeah. This is a region. There's already so many people from the Northeast here. Tons of kids from Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, all come to South Carolina. The lacrosse team is mostly made up of Northeastern kids. The sport is growing so fast. It's the fastest growing sport in America right now. And the college game is not adding programs fast enough, or at least the Division I level is not adding programs fast enough to keep up. So the parity is ridiculous. I mean, there's so many good schools. The ACC used to dominate everything. Virginia, Notre Dame, Duke, North Carolina. There's only one ACC school in the NCAA tournament this year, which just shows how much parity there is. So I think South Carolina, they add a team, they're going to get so many kids from the Northeast that just want to come play in the SEC and think it would be so cool to go to an SEC school. Because right now, some of the best teams are like smaller private schools in the Northeast that maybe not every kid dreamed of going to Bryant or something like that. The Ivy Leagues will probably always continue to be good because you can't pass up an Ivy League education. But South Carolina could immediately, if they got a good coach and gave support to the program, it would not be hard for them to be one of the best programs in the country right away. And I don't know, is that something that's going to be planned when they get all the influx of money? Is it just going to be bigger and bigger and better facilities, or are they going to actually try to add sports?
I'm not sure on how that'll go down. I think, you still got to see what the television deal actually looks like. I'm now more under the assumption now that Texas and Oklahoma will not be in the SEC until closer to 2025. I thought actually that it would be next year, not this coming year, but 2023. But now it looks like it will actually be moving forward. But it is interesting because you talk about the money coming in. They would certainly need to add, because of Title IX, some women's sports and some scholarships there. But real quick, what is the scholarship situation like Maryland? Is it 15?
I think it's 12 still. 12? I don't think they've added. I think it's 12 that are split up.
So it's like baseball in that you kind of, okay, all right, interesting. And certainly maybe some out-of-state scholarships could be going for something. So a lot to think about. Big thanks to everybody who joined us today, whether you joined us on the live stream, whether you weighed in with a text message, whether you were part of the guest lineup. It's been a busy week. Jen we got a TikTok page now. That's a successful week,
I'll say.
And you
laying low this weekend.
You're also happy that we didn't force anything on the wheel of agony and
I did not want to go on vacation in 2 weeks with a spray tan or painted nails.
Oh,
well, that was not something I was looking
We still
for.
got next week, Jen. We still got next week. Appreciate everything Jen's done behind the scenes today. She's done phenomenal getting up all that information. We'll be back on Monday. The early game, 107.5 The Game.
Yeah, I like this. It's just an objectively fun sport to watch. It's fast. It's physical. It's just fun to watch. Yeah, everybody be safe this weekend. Quick NBA picks, Bill. I think the Bucks
Have a
close it
great
out
weekend.
today against the Celtics. Yeah. Hopefully, Cavs can force a game 7. But yes, everybody, happy Friday.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great weekend.